спокойствию рад, а то, что случилось, пусть черные сукна покроют, и пусть унесут фонари ночь. Уже безумие крылом души накрыло половину и поет огненным вином и манит в очерную долину. И понял я, что ему должен я уступить победу, прислушиваясь к своему, уже как бы чужому бреду. И только пыльные цветы и звон кадилы, и следы куда-то в никуда, и прямо мне в глаза глядит, и скоро гибелью грозит огромная звезда. Перед этим горем гнутся горы, не течет уже безумие крылом души накрыло половину и поет огненным вином и манит в вечерную долину. И понял я, что ему должен я уступить победу, прислушиваясь к своему, уже как бы чужому бреду.
Yo, 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 what's up, what's up? Oh my god, it's been a long time. It has been a long time. But we're back. Whew. After what, like a week? 2 weeks? I don't even know anymore. It's been a while. It's been a while. But we are back with Arknights. I want to continue on with the main story. Mainly because I'm getting freaking, oh my god, social media at the moment. Don't go on it. If you don't want to know about any of the new Arknights stuff, keep off social media. Oh my god, is it a minefield at the moment. Yeah, I've been running into a lot of spoilers for the new event that's currently going on the Chinese servers. Thankfully, a lot of it has been contextless, so I've seen things, but I don't know what they're about. So I'm going to try and keep it that way for the next 6 months until it releases on global. We'll see how that goes. But we are here now. We are here. And I'm realizing it's not capturing Arknights. Oh my god. Blue stacks. There we go. That's what we're after. Full screen that. Why is it? Oh. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fixed. I figured it out. It's fixed. We're okay. Wait, what? You know what? Oh. Snap. There we go. Cool. All right. We're here. Hello. So yeah, the plan for today is to get through episode 11. So if we jump into it. And actually, we can probably unmute the game at this point. Whoop. Unmute. Hello, Texas. Ohio. Wait. Wait, volume isn't coming through the desktop audio. Hello? 1 second. 1 second. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Oh god. What am I even looking at here? Jesus. Oh, it's just because it's down low. Oh, there we go. Hey, fixed it. Alright, you can pause. Shh. 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 Cool, cool, cool. So, we're here, and now I know there is another event going on at the moment, Design of Strife, but I don't think this goes for a while, right? Ooh, it only goes for 3 more days. Look, we're not here to do that, though, today. We're here to do this. We are here to do Return to Mist. Now, I'm kind of... They're probably not going to give me a recap, are they? I kind of remember what happened in the last story. Chapter, or episode 10. We were basically all arriving at Londinium. All the different factions were all converging. Ooh. Is this? Okay. Hold up. Let me... Raising the desk a little. And bring it back down a little more. There we go. That's the height we're after. We're all approaching Londinium. We were helping out Siege. We met with the underground people in Londinium, like the citizens in the underground. We also knew about the people in the prisons, of which we went and tried to save, of which we also met up with W in there. She's doing some weird stuff. And at the end of the chapter, we met up with Kaoshi. We met up with Horn. Horn arrived. And we were... I forget where we were pushing. Like the main group of people in the party. I forget where we were pushing. Were we at like a rail yard or something? And then we saw Teresa in the distance. Or Amia saw Teresa in the distance. I forget what it was. But yeah, I think that's where basically we got up to in the last chapter. So... it looks like the first one is going to be an actual map. It's not going to be an intro into here. So I guess without any further ado, we might jump in. Let me just check one thing. Yeah, Shadow Point. That's the one we did. So chapter 12 is out at the moment, and the trailer for episode 13 has just been released. I don't think I need any of this. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay. Let's jump into it. Let's go! Elite 2 level 1. Yeah, we've got characters that are capable of that. I'll still be on the notice of pure and simple children. The seeds have been irrevocably planted for so many things. Alright, what are we gonna need for this map, huh? We got a couple of free tiles here. A lot of range tiles though. This is actually really nice. We might take in a free. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Magellan. I'm gonna bring in my girl Afreet. Should we stay true to the characters that are in the actual party at the moment? So maybe we get rid of... Oh, we don't even have her. Oh wow, okay. Let's get rid of Blaze and bring in Siege. Where is Siege? Yes, you. I forget who else is in our party at the moment. Technically Amia. We could bring Amir. No, you know what? We're just going to go with this. All right, starting the story. This is the first chapter, or the first little intro bit. 26 years ago. Oh, we're going back in time. Okay. 1072. Residence of the Duke of Cumberland. Achterrig district of Londinium. Achterrig. That almost sounds German. Achterrig. Your Majesty, I've just received word. Those two pitiful members have died in their cells. An end they deserve. It's time Parliament understood they serve Victoria, and not the businessmen stuffing their pockets with coin. I understand your eagerness. Still, some are worried. Your presence on the court has terrified a great deal of members who had been observing the situation. They may act with impropriety in the days to come. Oh, is this how long ago the Parliament got taken over? Surely not. They should be fearful. They'll better know their places. This unbroken succession of wars whiles away the riches our forebears accumulated over the ages. Yet certain greedy condorwings, I wonder what that means. Greedy condorwings have been reared, fattened by them. I'm not looking for you to back down, but if we could just go a little slower. A little slower. As if the condorwings know when to stop. Why don't you look for them to feed a little slower? If we don't put our new tax policies in place, then once the enemy sees fit to pounce on Victoria and tear her flesh apart, even the mercenaries will leave us without a second thought. If they consider themselves soldiers clear of mind and honorable of heart, they will stand by your side. I'm afraid the Red Dragon thought as much too, before he was forced to share half his crown. We all saw the end that befell him. I promise you, no matter the hour, you will have Cumberland's loyalty. Of course, Cumberland the ever on high. How could I doubt where you stand? But you see, Robert, Victoria is in her hour of need, this very moment. The right of kings is waning upon this swathe of soil. Why does your Majesty think so? It's your birthday the day after. Everyone is hoping to catch a glimpse of your visage. The servicemen are impatient to pay their respects to you, and the populace's cheers are sure to drown out the parade in turn. This year, perhaps, but what of next year? And when it comes time for my Alexandrina to succeed the throne? Robert, we will make our exit sooner or later. Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Grace. Pardon me for bothering you without permission, but I've just had a report. There has been an intrusion in the palace underground. The size of kings is unaccounted for. What? And so is Her Highness Alexandrina. The guard have sealed off all areas of connection and the search is underway, but no leads have surfaced for the time being. Her Highness Alexandrina and the Victorian Realm Blade have gone missing at once. In this sensitive a situation. No noble would be this brazen, but Your Majesty, I assure you, I will personally handle this affair. Straight away, Don't be flustered, my old friend. Alexandrina's long-time mentor accompanies her. I trust no one will pose a threat to her safety. Her mentor? As in... He treats Alexandrina very well. I can't recall if he's ever shown me the same level of concern. As for our size of kings, no matter where it is, it will play its role. You mean the role of a realm blade? Huh. It'll be grasped by a righteous ruler before those academics conduct their endless research on it. That is what a realm blade stands for. And we all look forward to the coming of that day. I understand. Robert, for your daughter and for mine. Yes, Your Majesty. And for Victoria. So I think Alexandrina is Siege, right? I think that's her actual name, maybe? Hold on, miss. Don't run so fast. I have to, Alshi. I need to see my father. I know he's at home today. If I'm not quick enough, he'll be off, God knows where again. The Duke's been up to his ears in business recently, but if he knows you want to meet him, I'm sure he'd be willing to spend the time with you. I don't want him to spend time with me. Then what are you in such a hurry to see him for? I need to tell him loud and clear how I don't want to go to Country York, or County York. And don't you like the country? The manor out there's a lot more land than it is here. You used to love playing in the meadow, and you always had the farmers' kids there to play cricket with you. I love it there, but it's hardly even summer yet. This time of year, we usually stay in Londinium. Plus, isn't it strange to you how it's just me and Mum going this time? Calm down for now. I hear from the Manchester's butler how a lot of the noble houses, masters and mistresses, are summering in the country early this year. It might just be one of those new trends in society, you know? Don't give me that. Alshi, Dad's hiding from me. He wants me out of here. Why? Because I keep asking him to teach me swordsmanship? Or because I can never get any Gaulish into my head? Wait, Gaulish? Oh, is that a language? Gaulish? Oh, I don't know what language that is. Is that why he has a temper at me? Miss Allerdale, maybe it's not my place to say this, but... Well, my manners tutor isn't here right now, and I don't give two tosses what you should be saying or not. I can only offer my own opinion. Miss, His Grace loves you very much. No matter what his decision is, it's going to be the good for you and the madam. If he wants good for me, there's more reason he shouldn't be sending me off. I'll miss him. I'll miss him a lot, you know. Oh, come on, you. What's the blushing for? Because that's the kind of thing only little kids say. I don't want Dad to think I'm attached to him. I need to be stronger, and then I can become a steam knight sooner, just like my great-great-great-great-grandmother. But you know, you are a child still. You should try telling him everything you've been feeling. The gentle, generous Duke, and a kind and caring father. I'm sure he'll understand you. So you'll let me see him? I always support you in your decisions, but you'd best be a little slower so you don't trip on the plants. Or else Mr. Jim the gardener will skip dinner again out of shame for getting you hurt. Tell Jim it's his fault if his plants hurt me. Ah, really, what do we do with you? And make sure you mind your skirt, Miss Allerdale. You've got an audience with His Majesty at the dinner tonight. I wonder who that character is. I don't know any silver-haired royalty character. I assume we're still back in time. Have you seen Charles Lynch anywhere? The newly appointed Steam Knight, was it? Incredible achievement at his age. I'm sure plenty came here just to mob him. Shame he rushed off not long after he arrived. I hear every Steam Knight garrisoned in Londinium got orders to move. Is it Sargon or Lithanian this time? God save Victoria. No more wars. Every time one happens, I have to sell off a few more of my grandfather's paintings, rest his soul. It's an order direct from Parliament this time. Parliament? Oh, of course. The Steam Knights sit under Parliament, don't they? You always get words so quick. The more you're informed, the better you invest, especially in these times. This goes far further than how much pounds sterling we make or lose. We're deciding the nation's future, and that's precisely why we need to be in touch with more of the wisest. Major Lynch is... I think the proper title is Sir Charles now. Sir Charles is a diligent and upstanding knight, loyal to our nation, to Victoria. He's been aboard his high-speed warship defending us at the northern border for close to 10 years now. Countless meritorious deeds Selected to be a steam knight even at his young age. There's no telling how far he'll go. I hear he used to live in Londinium. I think right here in Orkdorrik. Come to think, I've never heard anything about his family. No matter his family, he's a pillar of Victoria. Those with the honor of joining the Steam Knights are much different stuff than in times past. You know the type, the court suck-up playing sycophant to the monarch. And do I hear you ribbing at someone? Oh, no, I would hardly. All I'm saying is, you see how His Majesty is surrounded by such fine company like Sir Charles. While there are people out there who've done nothing but rest their own laurels on his ancestry's honours, they're a pale shadow in... Oh. Oh dear, whose child is this? What are you barging about a dining hall for? You'll be dragged off forthwith if you bother His Majesty or His Grace. The dress, the hair colour, Richard, she's... The Cumberlands are not stuck-ups. Or suck-ups, I think that said. We deserve steam armour. We'll charge enemy lines and give our lives for His Majesty and Victoria. Miss Allerdale. Sir Lord, Lady Martha, dreadfully sorry. The miss is just feeling unwell right now. She doesn't mean to be rude to the guests. I should have put her to bed. The blame is mine. What do you mean the blame is yours, Alishi? No one is allowed to sully the Cumberland's honour. I'll become a brilliant steam knight like my ancestors were. Just wait until I grow up. I'll prove it to all of you. Miss. Excuse me. Don't run so fast. Sir, madam, I need to fetch Mistress Allerdale. If you'll pardon me. Well then. Miss Allerdale seems to be a fine, outspoken young girl. I thought we wouldn't have the chance to meet Miss Allerdale until the function tonight. How lucky of us, wouldn't you say, Martha? Children can always afford to be innocent and naive, but whoever you may be, you won't get away without growing up. Allerdale pants and gasps as she runs down a long passage. She meant to seek her father, and she has no idea why she squeezes her way into this tiny room instead. It's far from both the ballroom and the Duke's study, practically neighbouring the attic. It's probably her fit of temper in this moment. She doesn't understand why her dad wants her gone, let alone why those posh-dressed visitors would say such things about the Cumberlands. Every time life doesn't go her way, like when she loses a cricket match, or when her father, the Duke, misses her birthday party. This is where she comes, so she can have a chat with her old friend. Is that, steam armor? They've all forgotten. You were the mightiest knight the Steam Knights ever had. Yeah, it is. But my father taught me that true heroes aren't afraid to give their lives, and they're even less afraid of being forgotten. So I shouldn't have argued with them. I really want to grow up soon, and then I'll become one of the glorious Steam Knights too, and rout all our enemies. I'll make every single person who ever talked down on the Cumberlands too ashamed to lift their heads. Probably can't be as mighty as you were, but it'll be enough if I can just be half as... no, 2/3 as mighty. Oh, but my father said that as a Cumberland I must hold the loftiest goals in mind, so... You watch over me, can't you? I won't disappoint you. Of course not. Is someone here? Is it Alshi? She doesn't want to be dragged back to the hall so soon, so she stoops down and with a single step leaps behind the steam armor she knows so well. The dilapidated suit shields her as if it was protecting the young descendant. Her dainty frame is completely concealed. Strangers' footsteps encroach. Most of her view is blocked by the suit. Allerdale can't make out their faces. The most she can glimpse is their distorted reflections. Okay, so this model I know to be the wealthy noble. And I think this is a soldier. It looks like. Time's short and chances are few. We need to confirm a few things. Are you sure this place is safe? This is secluded as any nook or cranny gets. The rest of the visitors are all in the ballroom still. No one's noticed us leave. No, someone has. Not everyone loves to hang around in opulent halls with nothing to do. Aladale thinks to herself. I don't understand. Why not choose today? The lion's finally left his den for once, and hardly any of the guard are here. An assassination can't solve anything, and it won't. Don't tell me you're scared of the gallows, Mr. Judyman. Compared to your fear of poverty, I'd say getting hang's a lighter affair for me. I'm sick of spending my days with my brain and my wallet in others' hands. Chop chop, please. Even if the elder dies, there's still the cubs. The crown will remain seated firm on their heads, muzzling us like draft animals. If we can kill one king, we can kill a second. Easier said. Listen, we have to be patient. The steam knights have all been sent out. By the time they return to Londinium, the dust will have settled. What will they do then? The same as those paragon few. They'll do nothing for their own gain and everything for Victoria. Even if it won't be handy to support our actions, they'll understand the decisions from on high. Then that leaves the Royal Guard. At the parade, contain every knight of the tower. The key is seizing the city defense forces. Some dukes got fed up with it long ago. Aladale's face presses against cold plate, but sweat nevertheless drips down her forehead. It grows harder and harder not to move a muscle, not to mention keeping her breathing stifled. The voices of the two figures grow gradually out of reach, then suddenly are right before her. For a blink she quivers, trying as hard as she can not to let her body slip into view, curling even her toes in. Has this lousy thing always been here? First generation steam knight armor. First generation? That's over 200 years ago. It's antique by now, isn't it? Sure, it'd fetch a pretty price. Haven't you seen the family crest? It's House Cumberland's steam armor. Its old owner once stood before the ghoulish artillery in this, braced for 3 whole hours, just so His Majesty could flee unscathed together with his shattered people. Only during battlefield cleanup did people realize half this suit had been blown away, and the one inside may well have died soon after bombardment began. But even dead, knights still persevere in protecting their own king and kin, reluctant to fall so soon. And here you're the one of ghoulish blood. I'm surprised you like reminiscing on these nobles' heroic deeds more than I do. Fundamentally, I just bear respect for those we can call heroes. Their belongings and your measuring of things don't mix. Even if this duke's home is razed to ash one day, the Cumberlands would never sell off this armor. Huh. Damn noble sense of honor, am I right? Utterly meaningless in my view. He's welcome to watch from his ivory towers all he likes, along with the rest of the dukes. No matter who the city's ruler nominally is, it won't make the duke's authority any worse for wear, at least for the moment. If he took the prudent path, then he wouldn't be a Cumberland. Why can't he just let go of his loyalty to the Lions? With colossal change about to greet Victoria, you wish he'd recognize where his loyalty should lie, sooner rather than later. What's going on down there? More men than you can count have surrounded the Duke's manor. What? Quiet, listen carefully. Intruders! Palace underground. Blade thieved. Seal off all major streets in Orkterig. No one in or out. Can you hear what they're saying down there? They're searching for someone. Who? His Majesty's entire guard has moved out. They couldn't know we're meeting here, could they? What do we do, sir? A faint noise comes from in front of them, a sound like someone gently drawing breath. Oh, do they notice? Aladale's heart pounds. Uh-oh. Oh, maybe they don't notice. Cumberland. I don't think I know that name either. I'm getting... Oh, unless, I forget her name. I think it started with a H. What was her name? I just keep thinking Herta from Star Rail. Definitely not that. Heidi. Is Heidi a Cumberland? This is a buff, right? Oh, she doesn't even generate thing for me. Oh, she's getting an effect on her. What is that? Is that gonna be a bleed or something? Royal Court Caster. Attack steal additional necrosis damage. Oh, that must be what that is. Locks onto your units, dealing continuous arch damage and causes area necrosis damage when casting is complete. Oh, that probably means... Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, Texas. You're probably going to get killed here. Ah, not actually that much damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually kind of good, but I don't think it's worth it. Damn it, we needed her there. I don't think Gavial's gonna block them. Oh no, she's gonna block one of them. Oh no. Cruise, no! No! Don't do it! Stop! Stop! Oh my god, she stopped. Silver Ash is dead though. Rip. Oh, these are the last two. Alright. Who was just saying all that? Aladale, it's no good habit to eavesdrop. Listen to your father now. Only lowly scoundrels would hide away in the dark to plot the demise of another. Maybe they do it for their own benefit, but such stolen victories never last for long. Ugh, lowly scoundrels, both of them. Dad, she doesn't want to be caught barefaced, especially not by these awful people. It'd disappoint her father and bring shame on the Cumberland name. If she can just climb out of the window. We need to seize the moment. The soldiers are counting heads right now. We'll mingle with the crowd in the confusion. That way, nobody will realize we were ever gone. Did you hear something? It must be some little house pest. Don't overthink it. How's a room so cramped going to hide anyone? Phew. She carefully, gingerly, cowers inside the shadow. Her most loyal ally, the tremendous suit of steam armor, becomes her shield. Her fingers feel to the edge of the window, and if she can just climb over and out, she can avoid this duo's line of sight and climb down the gutter pipe. Her skirt's filthy by now. Alshi won't be happy about this, but as long as she's not caught. Ah! She doesn't understand what happened. The sky and ground seemed to spin before her eyes. The inside of Aladale's head whirling with... What? The inside of Aladale's head whirling with... Okay. Her hands and legs lose all purchase. Her grasp and footing touch. Yeah, I accidentally clicked. Hold up. Her hands and legs lose all purchase. Her grasp and footing touch nothing but thin air. She plummets straight from the second story. The garden scenery screams like mad towards her head, but before she hits the stiff soil, a soft yet ample cushion catches her. A cushion from where? No, it's not even a cushion. Aladale feels herself gently placed upon the ground. She turns to look behind. Oh. And creatures confined to legend stand before her. They must have leapt out of a fairy tale just a moment ago, stood there imposingly in the garden. They really do exist. Their golden fur gleams scintillant as the sun. Scintillant. Okay. The one at the head has pupils of deep brown, and they are now calmly staring at Aladale. Aladale, brought by her father, has had several audiences with His Majesty and seen generations of portraits of the Aslan kings hung on the palace walls. But this is the first time she cannot help the urge to bow her head before such a gaze, for the ones before her seem more awe-inspiring than any monarch. Oh wait, Aladale's at the back. Is that Siege at the front? Yet, a Cumberland does not bow so lightly. Aladale makes a conscious effort to keep her head held high as it can go, and only then does she notice that the one in the center carries a human astride him. A girl who must be even younger than her, dressed in sumptuous ceremony, languidly sat on top, his back akin to plated gold. In his mouth is held a sword that outsizes the girl by far. A deep, resonant voice arises in Aladale's head. Aladale Cumberland, you'll meet Vina again someday. This is the first time Aladale meets them, and the last as well. Well, that's ominous. In the over 20 years to follow, this sight will recur in her dreams. Dreams of that august golden presence of the girl who was there with them. Until, like the aristocrat of beasts prophesied, she once again meets the one named Vina. Oh, maybe it's a character we're about to meet again. Fortunately, I bought seeded grapes. Big regret. Look, that's Her Royal Highness Alexandrina. Inform His Majesty immediately. We've found Her Highness. She's in the garden right this moment. Wait, I'm not seeing things, am I? Isn't that the missing... Her Highness, she's found the size of kings. God save Victoria. God save the king. Cheers instantly erupt throughout the garden. Servicemen, nobles, servants, everyone swarms to the place, eyes on Her Highness bearing the symbol of royal power. What a miracle it is. Hot tears fill the people's eyes, and one after another they reach their hands out in joy. Miss Aladale, what are you doing here? Ailshi, you can't see them? Them? Who do you mean? Her Highness Alexandrina. She's the only one there, you know. No, them, they're golden. He just said something to me. Did something happen to you? Your skirt's dirty to high heaven. Are you all right? I'm not sure. Stars fell into the room upstairs. The Steam Knight armor, it gave those scoundrels a beating. I don't understand what you're telling me. Alshi, I feel really dizzy. You need some proper rest. Who hasn't lost their head seeing all of this? Far too much has happened today. Did you see? Her Royal Highness Alexandrina came back with the missing sires of the kings. The cheers from the gardens were practically shaking all the windows and walls. Hardly anyone believed their own eyes. Her Highness Alexandrina in the flesh, and her age. How young is she still? A miracle, everyone's calling it. Yes, a miracle, of course it is. The greatest difference between miracles and coincidence is that miracles never descend for no reason in the time and place they do. It'll be His Majesty's birthday soon. How could I not consider this magical affair a splendid portent of things to come? Do give that a rest. They get on this whole author-style drama for the merriment of anyone watching. What I'm suddenly minding is the opinion some dukes have of His Majesty and our Duke of Cumberland. Leave it there. All worries on the back burner now. The dinner party's about to begin. You're quite right. Let's enjoy everything here to the fullest. God save Victoria. It seems the people's attentions are on Alexandrina's adventure. I don't know what sullen voice is. What is... Hold up. Let me have a look so I can apply the appropriate voice, I guess. Sullen. Bad, tempered, and sulky. Ah, okay. We can go for that then. Your Majesty, you knew beforehand Her Highness would enter the cavern underground. It was a fine opportunity. With me out of the palace, the diligent guards could more easily chatter, or perhaps sleep on the job, and then thus let this little intruder of ours slip by. So you planned all this? Half was his fine improvisation. He does like a harmless little practical joke on us humans now and then. If he went along with this, does that imply he too considered this a necessary deed? Londinium will be soon for summer. Awfully stuffy days and torrents of rain from time to time. You're planning on to send Aladale and the wife out of the city yourself, aren't you? Your Majesty, my intention has always been but one. I simply... Robert, you adore your daughter, as do I. Oh, okay, so this is the fathers, I assume, of Siege and the Cumberland girl, although we don't know who the Cumberland girl is yet. No seeds in that one, nice. Robert, you adore your daughter, as do I. We're to wager everything for Victoria's present, but they are Victoria's future, on the off chance we do fail. We will not, Your Majesty. I'll ensure the worst case does not happen, if it takes my very life. I am filled with great courage and confidence at our prospects. Still, it doesn't hinder me from planning just the most minute escape option for Alexandrina. She'll be ruling Victoria sooner or later. Is it so wrong to have her get to grips with this city in advance? Yet a similar farce still more or less served to right the balance on this stifling seeming afternoon. Under all this pressure, the people's spirits need a little boost. That is what we're met here for. Of course, we all have some premonition, hence why we made these calculations, correct? Come, Robert. Once you're done with your tea, we'll be due downstairs. I hear music. That's the band Dad and His Majesty invited. Yes, Miss Aladale, the dinner party's about to begin. Everyone's so happy. Aren't you too? Will the days go on like this forever? Me and you and Dad and Mum will always be together? I don't know, Miss Aladale, But I believe nothing ever stays completely the same, just as the flowers in the garden. No, there are some things that will never change, Alshi. I'll grow up to be a steam knight just like Sir Lynch. No, even greater than Sir Lynch. I'll protect you all, and I'll drive every scoundrel away. I'll uphold the glory of Cumberland, just like my great-great-great-great-grandmother. I promise this, Alshi. You'll see. Miss, I'm not leaving Londinium. You're not allowed to leave either, Alshi. I'm going to tell Dad. This is my home. Just like every Cumberland's done before me, I'll keep it. I'll protect it until my life is over. I swear. Why do I get the feeling something bad's going to happen to her? Alright, nobody can promise the coming of peace, but that won't stop them in their stride. A sliver of light. Oh, okay. So this is going to be the annoying one. So we need something that can hit behind and to a front. So this is going to be a lot of supporters, right? Actually, we might keep you. Keep Suzerain, get rid of Horn. So what are they? These guys, right? 1 and 2 ahead. Yeah, so you'll work. Who else we got? Sure, paramanics will work. Or pramanics, not paramanics. Lapland, we probably don't need mountain. Sure, we haven't used Shamir in forever, man. Wow. It's actually been a very long time. I'm gonna switch siege to an actual DP generation siege. Yeah, I need the DP. Cool, let's go. Next chapter. 4 years ago. Okay. So 4 years ago would have been after Siege escaped. I guess we might find out where Cumberland is at the moment. 1094. Overcast. St. Marcel's College. Uachtarig district of Londinium. Yeah, this is Cumberland, 100%. Unless Siege hasn't run away yet. Maybe Siege ran away when she was older. I thought she did it when she was younger, though. Hey, look! All the soldiers in Parliament Square. All the crossbows and cannons. You've got nowhere to run. Oh. Stop crying. You're not supposed to cry. Chin up. You're playing the king. Wait, this looks like a young Amir. Like, take away those ears, give it bunny ears. It looks like a super young Amir. I'll have you all killed. I've got my Knights of the Foyer. It's the Knights of the Tower. Most of them surrendered, and all the ones who won't give in will be like you soon. They'll be tried by us and the fiery rage of Londinium we represent. Who can try a king? Used to be nobody could. Maybe nobody else in the future either. You're a dead end, Your Majesty. You blocked Victoria's forward stride. Every machine in the city stopped on your command, plus you wanted to take the daily bread away from all the suffering people, stealing every last penny out of their purses. Our hands toil for nothing but tomorrow's sun. It's you and your greedy attendants that forced us to stain ourselves in your blood. Forward, soldiers, for Victoria. Victoria? I am Victoria. You insolence. Victoria won't pardon you for this, even if I become a spectre. Spectre. First you run over to those steps and then fall down, and then you say that. Who's that running around the doorway here? Ralph? Anna? You little pair of mischief makers. It's Miss Molly. We were just getting to the most fun part. Anna, quick, get on the steps. We're going to do the hanging. Hanging? Hanging? Who taught you children such a cruel game? It's how the grown-ups in Slantwood's Alley play. Slantwood's Alley? There's all manners there. Did you watch some kind of silly show? Who took you to see? Tom the cobbler. He was drinking a lot of yellow stuff and it was all dripping off his face. And then he ran up on stage while they were up there. And he was yelling and screaming, I won't let you disgrace His Majesty the King. He was a great among greats. That bloody Tom. No, that's no language to use in front of children. Oh, what's he thinking? Taking children to a pub. Let's keep going, Anna. I want to play one more time before supper. Then it's your turn to be the one that dies. Ralph, you promised. You can't fib. Oh, Your Majesty, pardon these children for disrespecting you. They've never seen you nor heard your voice before. All they know are rumours of you from all the city's gossip peddlers. Miss Molly, you've never seen the king before either. You don't get to be all hoity-toity with us. Come on, run, Anna. I'm chasing you. Out of the way, traitor. Sooner or later you'll be torn apart by the beasts within. Children, this is hardly proper of you. If you don't want punishment, you'd best cut that out. Never let any of the clergy or teachers see. See what? Oh, good, Lady Golding. Ralph, why are you so flushed? Cause? We're playing a game, ma'am. It's really fun. A game. Very well, I understand. Return to your bedroom soon, and don't forget to do today's homework. Yes, ma'am. Additionally, Ralph, Molly may only be older than the two of you by a few years, but she is still your teacher. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, Miss Molly. Alright. Listen to the ma'am now. Off you go. Wait, she's only a couple of years older? She looks way older. So is this the Cumberland girl, maybe? I can't believe you didn't scold the two of them. Ralph and Anna, I don't blame them. The children just don't understand what cruelty is yet. They have an innate desire to learn. If they can't learn anything proper from books or ourselves, it's only natural they'll turn to other places. So many say that hanging transformed Victoria. Lady Golding, do you agree? Ask the same question to a different people and you'll only get different answers. The machines of Highbury's munitions factories certainly never ceased to whir, but the grand houses of Orktorig have had many a change in ownership. While all I know is that these poor children still come in droves to our school each year, bless their hearts. They're in need of help, much as I was 20 years ago. I thank the school. If it hadn't lodged me, I would have long died of some illness or other. Molly, what happened just earlier gave me an idea. An idea? You're mean, the sets of plays you're holding. You're mean? What? Indeed. I think it was meant to be you mean. So, they're meant for the children, but they've only just learned to read. Won't it be a little too soon? Better than this than all the showy slipshod stuff in Slantwood's Alley. For young children, acting others' roles is tantamount to a game. The complex implications might escape for them for now, but at least they can get a little taste of the emotion and power within the words for themselves. I do hope you're right. It comes with another upside too, no? The children won't be nodding off in my literature classes anymore. Huh, I suppose so. What matters to me is that we can use up just a little of their energy. It'll be a great relief for me. Excuse me, madams. Bookshop's closing in advance. Mr. Adams, you're quite early to shut today. Haven't you heard, ma'am? There was a disturbance at the Duke's office in Camden this morning. Disturbance? What kind of disturbance is it to affect Orktorig? It's quite a ways away. One of the office admins got beat to death. Duke of Stafford's nephew, apparently. Only just rocked up in Londinium a week ago. Oh, rest his soul. Have the police caught the murderer yet? That's the problem. Witnesses say the suspect scampered? I'm going to say that's scampered. The suspect scampered into a Defence Force barracks. Oh, can they not go in there? Seal the street. Move. Don't let him get away. All eyes out. And now he's fled into Orktorig? Really? Hard to say, ma'am. Probably not that simple. How strange. Are these the Defence Forces men? My eyes might just be playing tricks, but their uniform seems a little different to what I remember. I've got a friend who lives in Camden, ma'am. He says there's soldiers just flooding the street nearby. All of them wearing that uniform. There's even word that, well, a duke secretly slipped into Londinium just yesterday. How, though? Wasn't that prohibited by law? Thank you, Mr. Adams. These books are too heavy. I'll pick them up next time. Molly, back to the school as quick as we can. These are the Dublin soldiers, right? No one? Didn't they say they saw someone hiding in the alley? We can't let word of the Duke spread in the city. If we do, our entire operation today's... Ugh, damn and blast. Didn't even see if it was a man or a woman. What the hell are these intelligence agents doing in their bloody Londinium offices? Good for nothings. Got the Dukie's people running circles around them. Or the Duchies, not the Dukies. Lucky I just landed a bolt. Keep up the chase. They can't have gotten far. Heidi! Oh, okay. So she is still around. Okay, so it wasn't Heidi. I don't think Heidi is a Cumberland because she doesn't have the silver hair. Wait. Lady Golding, did you see something? Nothing urgent. Molly, you go back to the school for now. Gather all the children and make sure they don't stray out into the streets. What about you? I'm going to see a friend. Prepare some hot water and a clean towel in the office for me. I'll be back as soon as I can. Sorry, bear with me. School things are fairly rudimentary. More often we have children falling over while making a racket. Not so much being shot at by soldiers' crossbows. Who knew you could sew up wounds? With the scant yearly donations to the school, we can't afford to hire that many staff. I have to moonlight as the school nurse a lot of the time. Ugh, ow. After seeing you move so silently on the street, I wasn't imagining you would feel the pain. Oh, don't jest with me. You're the only one in all of Londinium who I can truly catch my breath with. I can suture your wound, Heidi, but I can't disinfect it. You'd best be off to a hospital straight away. I don't think so. Can you tell me why? I thought we were friends. Golding, I shouldn't have come here with you in the first place. I haven't wanted to pull you or the children into all this mess. So the soldiers are after you. Are they really the Duke of Stafford's men? Did Adams tell you that? I thought he would keep mum. He's your friend and mine as well. He was the one holding the book club we met each other at, and don't you forget that. Huh, could I ever? You were a ruthless one then. A fast food work of pop culture subservience. Its only use is fueling chatter between ladies of the house and girls at tea time. Your words for my newest work. But I did say that the author's talent lay far beyond. And I hadn't conceived that the most tasteful of all Londinium's critics was such a simple, unassuming teacher. I could read into every line you'd written, and for each one, the 100 lines you hadn't besides. Those were your words, Heidi, uttered by you. Never would I doubt the unspoken understanding between us. Then let me help you. We can be more frank with each other, Heidi, just as we always have. Golding, did I ever tell you that years and years ago I had the fortune of meeting a Laterano cleric who wasn't a sanctor? She once lived in Londinium too. She may well have some ties to this school's origin. Who is she? She's... Lady Golding, goodness. Oh, hold on, you have a guest. Who might this be? A literary circle friend. Is something the matter, Molly? Outside, ma'am. I thought you would have heard. Soldiers? Oh, okay, no. From far away come strange noises. The sort that Londinians are quite inured to. They confuse them all too easily at first with the sound of an exploding steam boiler carelessly lit, or the sound of the mechanical foul beast the children so love slicing through the air. But as the ground and building tremors become steadily apparent, an instinctual panic strikes everyone. By protection of the kings, Londinium has never once met catastrophe before. What they face now is without a doubt a different sort of menace. And in those of long age, something stirs. The nightmare of 20 years ago has come again. The sign of war. In the midst of the room's silence, the rumble grows thicker. It doesn't make sense. They were only catching a few criminals. Why'd they bring out such a display of force? If we could make sense of every thought in the minds of our fellow man, many a tragedy would never come to pass. Molly, if you could check whether the soldiers in the street are still there. Yes, ma'am. I have to leave now. I know. I'd love to urge you to stay, but I know full well that not even heavy artillery could stop you. I know you've noticed too, Golding. Another scene change is being wrought upon Londinium tonight. The Duke of Stafford's troops are on the offensive at Parliament Square as we speak. The Duke of Cavendish's men arrived at the outer wall a long time earlier. The coup d'etat over 20 years ago and the turmoil it brought were at least the briefest thing for the citizens here. But this time, I couldn't say. This will likely develop into an interducal war, and its epicenter will have been Londinium. I've come into some intel. It has the potential to save tens of thousands of lives. The sort of thing I need to deliver out of the city before tomorrow's daybreak. War, you say? I'm afraid so. The fire of war could spread to other cities at a moment's notice. Every Victorian needs to make preparations. Victoria's peace has endured for over 2 decades since His Majesty's passing. Many call it a miracle, but I long ceased to believe it a miracle of any sort. No one would abandon their own interest, especially when its vastness is that of Victoria's. It instead gave those with the stuff to plunder it all the more to consider. We pitiful that live in this crack of history could only simply shut our eyes and proclaim it so. Peace. Heh. Who would have thought deathly illness would drive Stafford to such measures? And who could have predicted how the other dukes would respond? Without the efforts of people such as yourself, this war would have broken out 22 years ago, instead of being delayed to today. Are you trying to soothe me, Golding? I'm only stating the reality, nothing more. You needn't reveal your goals to me, Heidi, let alone explain what your people have been planning all these years. You need only answer me one thing. Will peace come again? It will. That's what we've been striving for all along. We will protect our homeland. That is the truth throughout the ages that we Victorians have believed in. Even if countless will die in the streets outside, even if with each end inside upon the road of yours the next preordained war comes to greet you. Indeed, because war will ultimately end. It may end at the hands of us or our posterity. When the smoke clears from the skies shrouding Victoria, no more will the children's smiles be crossed with haze. Very well. I'm willing to believe in you, Heidi. To try and believe. Should I ever be able to return to Londinium, Golding, Then I'll tell you everything when we meet again. Remember that. Remember your promise. Come back alive. So Heidi's a spy. I guess we kind of figured that from the last chapter. She was doing spy things. All right. Okay. Wait, is this not going to work how I thought it was going to work? There's a freaking defense gap. Oh no. Okay, this doesn't work at all how I thought it was going to work. Uh-oh. You know what? It'll be fine. Alright, we do need a siege out though. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. Siege, go. Alright, we will also need a healer because they are dealing quite a bit of damage. Wait, what just happened to... Did he just cast something? Hello? Oh my god. I don't think we can get anything out to stop that. Hodl, we're redoing. We are redoing. Alright, there's one more seed in this. Alright, got it. Alright, so now that we know that the defensive line is kind of... acts as a space, our plan of just doing supporters is not going to work. You know what? I will take a horn. I think this is still kind of fine. Do we have anything that has like a sick range? Like that hits behind and in front for a very long way? I don't think so. No, that's only 2 as well. That is unfortunate. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take Thorns because I haven't used Thorns. I have not deployed a Thorns yet. I remember when Thorns came out, everyone was saying he was really strong. Sure, let's put it like that. Get rid of that black bar at the bottom. Boom, go. Alright, so they're probably going to cast something on Gnosis. Oh, he's not using his third ability. What? Oh no, he is. I guess we could build our Victoria team again. God, I haven't used the Victoria team in a long time. I don't have bagpipe though. I do have I do have the other two, Dagda and I forget who the other one is, but I definitely have them. What is this? What is this doing? No, don't attack her. Leave her alone. Go Horn. Deal devastating damage. Oh my god, it's disgusting. So much damage. Alright, do we deploy a Thorns? Let's deploy a Thorns. What do you actually do? Oh shit, okay. He hits like a whole bunch of people. Actually, that's kind of like Chubai's. I think Chubai does something similar. Alright, so he has to be hit though, right? Thorns does. I don't think any enemies are gonna get to even hit him to see that ability go off. Oh, she's gonna need a healer. She's gonna die. Uh-oh. Yeah, once she goes red, she's gonna die. Uh-oh. No, Horn! Does this kill her? Oh, it doesn't kill her. Wait, what? Wait, she just got full health back. What? Attack becomes plus 80%, gradually loses HP. I don't get how she got her health back. Cool though, I'll take it. She also has a red eye now. Very nice. Easy. Okay, we could take Londinium just by ourselves. Let's go. I'm ready. Several hours later. Are they just holed up in the school? Ralph. Where's Ralph gone? Oh, heaven's sake. Everything's a mess. How can he still be running about? Miss Molly, Ralph said grown-ups keep mentioning artillery, but he's never seen it for himself. Oh, no. Of all the... He can't have gone out there in the street. They've started firing out there already. The bolts and the shells flying all over. I'll go and find him. Lady Golding, it's far too dangerous. Well, she's already gone. Ralph? Come here, now. Lady Golding. Don't fear, good boy, I'm right here. Oh no, is she gonna get killed? Is the kid gonna get her killed? Oh, don't start crying. Shit, child, just run back inside with her. Let's hurry back. It'll all be better then. It'll be all right. Lady Golding. Ralph, you're back. Oh, wonderful. I'm sorry, Miss Molly. Oh, you scared me to death, Ralph. Are all the children here, then? Yes, ma'am, I've counted. About just now. A shell landed nearby. Whatever for? Just who exactly is warring with who? Doesn't make sense. Everything was fine this morning. How could this have happened to Londinium so suddenly? Don't cry, Molly. No tears in front of the children. Yes, ma'am. Hold my hand tight. At least we're here all together. We have the defense forces and the Steam Knights. They'll protect Londinium. They'll protect Victoria. The Steam Knights? I think I just saw them. Are they the really tall ones in all black and... It was a shadow from a street lamp, wasn't it? A liar! It was definitely one of the Steam Knights. Tom the Cobbler always goes on about them. He says how they're the symbol of Victoria's grandness. High over the valleys and over the rivers, rumble ye rumble, tell us the sound. Shan't be thunder and shan't be a gale. The grand knights of grandest Victoria crowned. I knew that song when I was little too. My singing teacher said that every year on the king's birthday, everyone gather in the square to catch a glimpse of all the steam knights in formation. Can a steam knight really fly? Apparently, all they do is run very fast, faster than any lightning or storm. With all the steam they emit on top, they must look like they're stepping on clouds. This is pants. We don't even have a king now. I've never seen a parade once. Also, they told me their teacher once saw something even greater. It was the year Victoria had just defeated Gaul, and to celebrate the then king's birthday, dozens of steam knights all returned to Londinium together. Their suits were draped in flags of Victoria, and once they'd all marched down the steps on the palace of Westhalag, it was like one giant flag all at once. And then, everyone heard a howl even clearer than thunder. A howl? Yes, a howl. The people who were there say it was Victoria's emblem, the symbol on our flag coming alive. Because ever since that day, Victoria had officially surmounted Gaul and become the grandest nation of all Terra's lands. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lady Golding. Your father was ghoulish, wasn't I? Forgot. You needn't apologize to me, Molly. You and I, Ralph, and the 300s of thousands of children that grew up here, all grew up Londiniers. Perhaps the same goes for the one in the suit of steam armor outside. Do you know a steam knight, Miss Golding? Charles Lynch. He used to live in Orkthorrig. Tom the Cobbler was an old friend of his, hence why he loves to tell tales of His Majesty and the steam knights so much. In fact, Lynch was the last steam knight His Majesty ever titled in his life, and the last steam knight titled up till now. That's gotta be her, right? The night drags on. So the Cumberlands, it sounds like, lost their royalty, or their lordship, whatever it was, for so long that the children hear every tale of the steam knights told in Londinium. The first light has just broken. The sound of artillery stops sooner than they expected. Past the witching hour, the streets outside have more or less returned to silence. But no words are needed as they all continue to stay huddled indoors. No one dares rush to see the state out there. Near to every Londinier has been awake the whole night. The same question circles in everyone's minds. Come next morning, will Londinium be different? The next day, is it different? Seems like everything's the same. Where have the Duke's men gone? I knew it. I knew the situation would come under control, lickety-split, once the steam knights showed up. I just didn't think it'd be this fast. Molly, some way or another, we're going to need to buy essentials. We don't know what might happen next. You two, what are you doing out here? Mr. Adams. Excellent. For the children, knowledge is just as indispensable, especially under present circumstances. Mr. Adams, could you bring me those sets of plays from yesterday? And I'm afraid I'll need a few more too. These fairy tales, along with those first steps into mathematics and physics there, and a copy of the home medical guide. If you could parcel all that, please. Wait, what's that noise? From not far away, sound uniform footsteps. Uh-oh. They're unlike those the Londiniers have heard at parades. These are heavier and more urgent. The Palace of Westhalag, the Shard, Parliament Square. One flight after another in seamless succession through Orkthorrig's almost desolate streets, through the centre of Londinium, Victoria's heart. As the footsteps pressed towards this most ordinary of streets, some of those ducked to the side of the street finally catch clear sight of the advancing army. Or better said, they see clearly the soldiers' appearances. The horns, each shaped their own, all condensed in ominous black, not even the rushing yawn of daylight casting a shine on them. Right, so this is how this happened. So wait, where were all the Steam Knights when this was happening? Sarkaz. They're Sarkaz mercenaries. If they are mercenaries, I assume they'll leave soon. And then Londinium will be back to the way it was, won't it? They don't know it yet, but in the years to come, many a thing will change completely. For one, the Sarkaz army won't ever leave Londinium. And for another, from that day forth, no one will ever see steam armor in her streets again. Why? Why and how? Very interesting. Yeah, I'm very curious how the steam armor it sounds like it just got completely rolled. Like how? Oh, a difficult one. Okay. Oh, what's this? 11-1. Book of the Tower Knights. Huh? Oh, it's rewards. I'll take that. Oh. Okay, isn't the Tower Knights, isn't Dagda, is it Dagda? Isn't she part of this? Lady Olivia Gildus. Lady Olivia of House Gildus was a former attendant of Lady Patricia of House Artorius. Oh my god, Artorius. Oh, where is Saber? She was named a Knight of the Tower at the age of 14. Wow, okay. She was 26 years old when a sudden windstorm swept the royal capital. Though she suffered grievous injuries, she escorted the royal family to an underground shelter, where they remained unharmed despite the windstorm causing massive devastation in the nearby areas over a period of 3 days. Lady Livia herself, however, died of her injuries. Damn. After the calamity passed, the royal palace was rebuilt on top of the shelter, and a watchtower was erected at the spot of Lady Livia's passing in honor of her service. Oh, that's cool. I like this. I like this like little side lore stuff. Nice. Yes, chapter 13 is coming soon. I am not ready, man. I am not ready. That's why I'm like playing chapter 11 right now. I need to catch up. Ooh, we'll get there though eventually. Oh wait, do we get a free Heidi? Oh, okay. People aren't obstinate. Life is. Living is irrevocable losses. Okay. Oh, we can't actually block this effectively. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need 4. Okay. I will get there eventually though. I will catch up and be prepared for chapter or episode 13. I've seen the trailer already and the trailer looks mental, so I'm not sure where this story ends up going, but damn. Tank. Yeah, I think we can hold the lanes. Yeah, we can hold the lanes with what we've got at the moment. 1 year ago. Oh, we're getting closer. Is this the factories? It is the factories. 1097. Munitions factory number 11. Highbury district of Londinium. Oi, has the last batch of polymer prep come in yet? What do you mean it hasn't? This takes the piss. Oh my god, this is true British. Who was in charge of transporting those materials? It was, the one in charge, what are you dithering for? It was Feist. That boy. He went out first thing this morning. Should have been back ages ago. Who went with him? Tommy, Pato, and Day. They're not the same workshop. How'd they get the same shift? They all get along like a house fire. Keep mucking together all the time. Feist, their little ringleader. Isn't Feist? Wasn't the archer in the very first story called Feist? You've hit a snag from the sounds of it. Small potatoes, nothing more. Small potatoes. Catherine, you know what day it is today, right? How could I forget? I've been fearing for my life I'll upset our officer if I sign and it looks like foul scratch. I started practicing my signature 10 whole days ago. That's practice under your belt then. The general's stressing importance hard on the handover ceremony in 2 days. Reportedly, the Defense Force's head is showing too. What a sig. Wait, was that want a sig? Oh, it was, okay. Huh. Pass one here. You know why it is all your factory's people have stuck around until now, don't you? We work very hard. That's a given. You do your work very well. We're alike in that regard. Work, get paid, scrape a living. But our employers know all too well the more exceptional a merc's work, the less he can be trusted. Standard fare. Old manager of this industrial park, Sir Humphrey, never trusted us either, before you dragged him away. Don't make trouble for me, Catherine. The mercenary's tone is placid, like he's the one asking Catherine if she wants a smoke, as he so often does. This is his job. Offering a few disobedient Londinium workers to him is almost the same as the screws she tightens on the daily. Catherine taps her cigarette into a bag. Can't have ash falling into the machinery. I've told you more times than I can count. If you want efficiency maintained, our factory can't afford one fewer worker. I admire you a fair bit, Catherine. Even a typical merc might not even have the guts you do. You've got the stuff. Thing is, it's possible to take anything too far. Londinium's got over 100 munitions factories just like yours. Even if this whole place was dead empty, the region wouldn't care. Nothing will change. The ceremony will come the day after. We'll hand over everything promised, and all our workers will be there. No need for you lot to worry about a thing. I'll take your word for it then. Of course. Not got the lighter. You're just holding your cig there. You hold on to it after all. Londinium smokes always have a sort of engine oil to them. Can't ever get over it. Catherine, what do we do? Off to the loading area. Guarantee Catherine's up to something. Pato, done there. Oh, this is Feist. Oh. What the hell is that guy's name? The archer in the very first chapter that is like, has camouflage. I thought his name was Feist too. I guess not. Just this screw left. Sort it out. If this keeps up, they'll be waiting a whole week to at least to get more polymer prep. Polymer up to our ears. It's just batch after batch coming in. The hell are the Sarkaz building? I haven't seen. Granny doesn't let me anywhere near the assembly line. Only our most trusted workmates get to climb up that walkway. The longer this keeps up, the more it must be very important to the Sarkaz. Gotta be a weapon, right? We've been pumping out auto crossbows for the Sarkaz for the last few days in the workshop. Could only be. Still got so many ducal armies outside eyeing us. Be ghastly letting the Sarkaz get away with this, I tell you. We've got to stop them, Pato. We can't be helping the Sarkaz fend off our own. Think it'd be any use if we destroyed this batch for prep? Think we'd get sentenced. I'll step up if that's what it comes to. I'm not afraid of being taken in. You can't do that. Granny? Grab him. Pato, do it! On the fly, she grabs a small file and throws it. With a clang, the worker's spanner flies out of his hand and onto the ground. Ugh! Do you know what it is you're doing? I'm stopping the sarcasm. You're making a scene. I've got it all planned. It won't drag any of you in. I'll tell the sarcasm I did it, and then you'll die at the sarcasm's hands. You're making yourself out as a hero, aren't you? I'll try and flee. I've been planning this forever. You're using the crawler you modified. You're hiding on the cargo track and slipping out of the Highbury that way. So you knew. I've been living in this industrial park for over 50 years. Whatever silly business you try, it won't slip by me. Granny, listen to me. I received some news. There's a rebel organization active in Sudian right now. They've rescued a whole number of people from the Sarkaz, and they've even taken back some plates. They'll call themselves the Londinium Citizens Self-Salvation Corps. We're going to meet them. Are you now? And then? What? Are they lacking for smiths? Are you going to assemble and automate production pipelines for them? Maybe design the next generation of crawlers? You can't even put a single armament together. You're going to go up to the people at this Self-Salvation Corps and tell them you want to bash Sarkaz's heads in with your spanners. I'm learning. I know the stories you've told me, like how you got selected to build steam armor when you were young, and I've heard you spending night after night polishing at power conduits. I don't get it. We're Londinium workers. You've been teaching me that since I was little. You've told me how our factory built modern Victoria. But now, we're lowering our flag at a handover ceremony and raising the Sarkaz ensign. And then, we're taking the assembly line we're so proud of and producing weapons for the Sarkaz with it. And those weapons will end up pointed at Victorians. How can you bear life like this? Like what? Life like this is our life. The life you and your parents have always been living. Look at this factory. Nobles with titles longer than their surnames. Business tossers with their lives built on trade. Even the Sarkaz. We've had people posing as its masters come and go. But the assembly line's still here. The machines still haven't come to a halt. Each rivet that's passed through our hands is still in the place it's meant to be. Whoever might be occupying that palace in the middle of Londinium, this city we built will still see tomorrow and the day after that. But I don't want a tomorrow like this. What kind of life is a life without freedom? It's being alive at most, that's it. If this factory, if Londinium isn't ours any longer, then what was the point of everything we made for it? You know, Feist, 25 years ago, that night when the flames lit up the sky, your dad said much the same thing to me. Boss, the Sarkaz are almost back. You're free to go wherever you want. But from this moment on, you are forbidden from ever setting foot in the factory again, Feist. A worker who won't finish the job with his own hands isn't fit for the job. Anyone who wants to go with him, I won't stop you either. Just remember, you step out of this door and you are no longer one of us. Steam rising. I'm noticing something with this story actually. It's... Wait for a line to finish. There we go. The pacing of this is a lot different. It feels more like the recent events we've had. There's a lot less text, a lot less story, I guess. Whereas some of the past storylines, they've been like huge chunks of story, and then you go into the combat. I wonder if that's a change they've made for all the new events after this, or all the new main storylines after this. Steam Tank. When HP drops to 50%, attack speed and movement speed are greatly increased and becomes immune to most control effects. Okay. So they do circles. Okay. Okay, they do eventually go around. Bugger. She's just a healer, right? One block. And Sanctuary, right? Oh, Inspiration. Oh, we don't have anything on this side. Yes, you. We might have to leave her there for now. Alright. Okay, no, they're still doing circles. Good. Probably do this. Okay, Heidi's able to heal through that. Awesome. That as a healer is actually kind of strong. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. They're still doing circles, and now they're done. Yeah, she's still in healing range there. You probably put Thorns like here. He's not going to get hit, so his ability's not going to go off, but that's fine. And we could do the same thing with Silver Ash over here. I never use these units, the ones that heal, like passively heal. Maybe I should use them more. Because who's the other one? It's the singer, right? Oh, I forget her name. Sora. Sora is the other one that does a very similar thing. Oh, they are not in the healing. They're gonna go down. Rip. Easy. Nice. Bring on the Steam Knights, man. I'm here for a challenge. Several days later. Okay, so this is still in the past. Who is this? Lieutenant Colonel Latour. He's French? That sounds like a French name, Latour. Well, inventory check. This lot of factories has handed in its designated amount of material. Excellent. Miss Catherine, as you know, taking on Londinium's hundreds of factories and ensuring their smooth operation is by no means a simple feat. Thus, my only option is to personally see every handover completed. Some unpleasantness always comes part and parcel, but this handover, out of this final set of factories, has been the smoothest. I must thank you for your willing cooperation and for sparing me so much time. I just don't want to do anything that'd be of no avail. I admire your attitude, Miss Catherine. But I'm afraid your heart of hearts doesn't agree with you. Or... You mean... I hear a few days ago some workers fled your factory. Being the case, I'd like to take stock of personnel while I'm here, and have a look at your factory's names. It was my grandson who run. Catherine. Oh. Young'uns tend to do without thinking. Very plain dealing of you, Miss Catherine, but frankness alone will not quell this matter. Sir, I can't guarantee you everyone under me is of one mind. I don't have that capacity. I can only guarantee this factory's hands is in its designated material quota. or hands in its designated quota. Could I ascertain, are you asking me to let him go? He's a single tyke. Every hair on his head out of place is hardly going to affect this factory's operation. But you could. I've heard about your past deeds, Miss Catherine. No wonder you were chosen as workers' representative, a woman of honor. I esteem you for it. Wait, what? I esteem you for it? Interesting way of putting that. But we always must nip these things at the bud. Or are you able to guarantee me that your grandson won't become a traitor to us, such as if he joined that self-salvation corps that's all the vogue? I've no need to guarantee it, sir. Young'uns always think they can do something, but it always turns out they don't know what it is they're facing. They'll nip themselves. I understand your sentiment. Indeed, pursuing a single escaped worker pales in comparison to the gravity of ensuring a dozen factories continue to stably operate. I can overlook this affair, Miss Catherine, but I do hope you're able to keep your promise. As long as I'm in charge of this factory, there'll never be a problem. Excellent. In that case, it's time we get on with the handover ceremony. Just our goddamn luck. I wanted to go to the factory too and watch the flag raising. Quit griping. You can see it from here anyway. Just tough it out. There's none of the gravitas here that you get watching on site. Man, who the hell knew we'd actually take Victoria's capital? Dream of that in the past and you'd kick yourself. True enough. Still, next comes the hardest period. The Dukes are all eyes on us. If they were good for anything, we wouldn't have seized Londinium so handedly. That was close. Phew. Lucky those mercs have no idea the plate has a gap you can get into here. Feist makes his way to a pipeline entrance. He's done his survey. Somewhere along this passage is a connection to Sudian. But now, on the verge of setting foot inside it, he has doubts after all. He wasn't kidding, Pato. He's thought over every difficulty he might potentially face. Critically, though, and what he never said, was that he didn't have a plan for every problem. Granny wasn't wrong after all. He's just a smith. He has a head that passes for smart and relatively hard-working. These two things ensured he could muddle through life fine in Londinium's peaceful years, but there's no telling if they'll save his life right under the Sarkaz's nose. Tommy was right. If only those massive hulking metal lads were still around. He's all grown up, and he's never seen a Steam Knight before. Oh my god, is he gonna recreate or repair one of the Steam Knights? Ooh. Bang, clang, bang. With the factory ceiling so high and the hatches so small, the view of the sky can't help being minuscule from within. Its ever-changing shades cast a like projection down into the factory. Never changing is the sound of the assembly line, one hunk of metal striking another, as well as the sight of old Granny standing at its side. Think it's dull, don't you? Hold on to your hammer and spanner tight. If you really want to do something, you've got to persevere. You strike once, and you get nothing more than a hunk of beaten metal. You strike again and again, and you can make steam armor. You strike again and again, and then your child and your children's children carry on striking. And we've got Londinium. Should he head back? Should he go in? He has no idea. Or, from far away comes the sound of a Sarkaz bugle, and Feist follows that sound. Atop every factory in Londinium stands a flag. That flag stands for Victoria. Not once since this factory's founding has that ever changed. But that, as of today, has changed. Sign here, Miss Catherine. Without hesitation, Catherine, upon the document that embodies transfer of factory authority, signs a practice signature. And now the final changing of the flag. Go. Yes, sir. Stay, Miss Catherine. Be what it may, you are currently witnessing history. Sir, can I light a smoke? By all means. Sir, just as you've heard of me, I've heard about you too. Oh. Ghoul. Yes, my father was a ghoulish loyalist. That's no secret. If you're querying me how I feel at this moment, Miss Catherine, an instant of joy that there was no bloodshed throughout this procedure. But outside of that, my heart is filled with nothing but sorrow. Not far away, Sarkaz soldiers ferry over the flag that stands for them. Meanwhile, an additional 2 Sarkaz prepare to lower the current one. Catherine can see the happiness on their faces, and beyond them, a resplendent sunset glow. Catherine knows it all signifies the dark isn't long away. Feist turns his head, and from this position, he just so happens to be able to see the factory's flagpole towering high. He stands there and watches as Victoria's flag descends foot by foot. A moment later, foot by foot, the flag of the Sarkaz rises, as if nothing's changed at all. He takes a deep breath and sets foot into the pipeline. It's pitch dark within. Apprehensively, he sets off for the direction of Sudian he recalls. All of Londinium's munitions factories have now completed the handover, and on this day, they have exchanged Victorian flags for those of the Sarkaz. They flutter in the breeze. I wonder if they'll... That was very aggressive, Suzerain. I wonder if they'll call back to that moment and have the Sarkaz flags being taken down as the Victorian ones get put back up. I wonder. And that's me assuming Victoria actually takes Victoria back, right? Or Londinium back. I don't actually know, because I haven't spoiled myself on the story. I just assume. The stuff of ideals. What is sought is but a peaceful land that allows survival. Is this a castle? Palace of Westhalag, Londinium. It is. Even before Londinium was a nomadic city, the Palace of Westhalag stood here. Its name was originally plain, Westhalag. The Draco royal family convened its ministers here in this palace and used their beloved gold and ruby to decorate the outer walls. That's right, because the 2 Dracos used to... Well, not the 2 Dracos, but the... I guess the... Not the descendants. The 2 Dracos that we can get currently are the descendants of these dragons. Got it. I forget her name. What is her name? Yeah, I can't think of it. Decorate the outer walls. Said decorations went up in flames during the Great Fire 300 years ago. Still, the building's skeleton remained, and it bore witness to the first Aslan king's coronation. Thereafter, Westhalag formally became the Palace of Westhalag to commemorate the age of peace and prosperity founded by the Draco and Aslan kings in joint. 26 years ago, the last Aslan king was captured in the same place by Parliament's standing forces. And now this is no longer the building where the Victorian Parliament assembles. Sat at the conference table is but one person, not Draco nor Aslan, but Sarkaz. Theresis. Still no sign of movement from the Duke of Gododin. Ever since the Viscount's life was attempted, our activity in the Demesne our activity in the Demesne has been greatly restricted. Lavish salons held every night at the Duke of Normandy's residence, but the flow of raw steel is extremely suspect, and all intelligence personnel have turned up empty-handed. Any sound from Dublin is drowned out by the Duke of Wellington's high-speed battleships roaring. We've as of yet been unable to penetrate into the Iron Duke's duchy, but no other duke would be able to impede the veteran, without a doubt. The Marquis and co. have finally given up on the Duke of Stafford's inheritance. The Duke of Castor admitted envoys and gifts on New Year's Eve. Activity from all dukes has been growing increasingly frequent since last winter. It may be a sign they're about to reach a conclusion. Preparations for Londinium remain at the same pace as... Hold for a moment, sorry. What, you're sure? Lithanian? 3 days ago. This is too slow. Yes, it looks like they've finally found results after their diplomatic peacemaking. New ciphers just been decoded. It's word from the frontline general. Yes, I need to notify you ASAP. 3 days ago, the Empress's voice... Whoa, what is that word? Grandiloquently left the Duke of Windermere's Demesne. Oh my god. Okay. Duke of Windermere's Demesne, gulps. We didn't discover contact between the two sides in time, but just today, a fortress changed course and is sailing straight for Londinium. The one that's been nearest us over the past 2 years, it's pushing directly from Lithanian into the Victorian border, nearing the ravine. Yes, it's the Kefurt's archenemy. Archenemy? Archenemy. It's the Kefurt's archenemy, Duke Windermere's army. Duke Windermere announces internationally... Oh, I am struggling through this bit, man. Oh my god. Duke Windermere announces internationally. This is to avoid catastrophe. Silence once again hangs over the hall, but at this moment, with his eyes shut tight, Therasis sees the thick fog outside of Londinium. Once it clears, the battle will come, right on schedule. Footsteps break through at Therasis' train of thought. He is forced to open his eyes. Therasis? It's you. Were you asleep? Perhaps. The Victorian dukes are a cunning lot. They meticulously sift through every word of intel that flows into Londinium, making the Sarkaz lose their heads. The advantage isn't ours in this gamble, yet neither have we been at a disadvantage. The military commission's business is always endless. Such is our history's fragility. Even a single comment on a piece of information awry would suffice to forever damn Casdell. But even now as we stand in Londinium, things have hardly changed much. You're still as weary as ever. No, one thing has changed. You're here. Ah, yes I am. The breadth of possibilities has crossed my mind. If you were to take my heed, perhaps you would make a much cleaner job of it than I. You would never think that way yourself. That was a hypothetical put forth by Manfred. I am always in need of some differing voices. What's on your mind now? A dream. Oh. I saw us still in Londinium, yet unarmed. Clouds enveloping the city, black stones growing everywhere, and the Sarkaz there in the way between catastrophe and the crowd. Once the disaster lifted, Londinium's city gates were wide open to us, and the Victorians stood flanking the streets, cheering and welcoming us in. We entered this palace, and the ones sat on the throne no longer feared the black stones that grew from us, and took our hands. He called the Sarkaz friends. It sounds unfathomable. There was more. I saw vampire Natchzahar and Wendigo set foot together into reaches before northern than even into reaches more northern than even Ursus, casting fragments of strange monsters back onto the frigid sky. And I saw Banshee and Damatzi venture to parts more southern than even Iberia walls against the ocean's descent within the boundless water. Countless Sarkas giving their lives for this land. And Aslan, Draco, Feline, Caprine, Liberi stood together with them. Stood together. Yes, the Sarkas were no longer the nomads excluded. The land embraced us, and we had roots anew. This dream was not mine. This scenario all originates from what you once described to me. A future the Sarkas could have. I remember. But you told me then that my ideals were too distant, that it was not only our enemies who could never comprehend me, but neither could the Sarkas. A myriad years of grievances became our weapons, one and all imposed upon me. You also told me that the flames of war within the Sarkas would tear them apart before I led them to that future. That was more likely in all respects. But you begrudge giving up any possibility, even if it may be but a nascent spark. You've also said that this world once was only the Sarkazes, that the ancients and elders wrested our homeland from our forebears' hands. Their souls in death still murmur the Sancta's betrayal, how the royal court withers like autumn leaves, how our bloodline is lost in howls of grief, how ridiculous the sinners are in forgetting history, and how Kazdel's ruins strew all across Terra. And then they cry out, "The Sarkas have invaded our homeland." So better that the Sarkas believe in the fight. The fight can herd our destinies together as one. Better that than peace. This isn't fair. To rule is a method of coexistence too. Terra will perish by its own hand before it confronts those time-old questions. But our homeland would be more magnificent than the many of the Seaborn. Our hexcrafters would hold the northern menace at bay. Our knowledge all-encompassing would dispel Originium, end the catastrophes. Before all that, the Sarkas must reach an answer. You're right, they must. This is a conversation we've had countless times, but now you can hear their voices clearly. You can make real contact with their ancient souls' tendrils. So tell me, Teresa, did this myriad of years of all the Tikaz souls that lived and breathed, and passed from life to the other shore in death, did they ever receive a momentary respite? I've already failed, Theresis. Because you're a move behind. Because at this moment, it is we that stand here. Here, Londinium. Tell me, Teresa, when you stand atop the shard and look at this city, what is it you see? That Victoria is a nation lush with ingenuity. Without a doubt. In a few short centuries, they've built nomadic cities, withstood catastrophe, even attempted to control the storm. Not to mention those knights of white steam, the valiance of those steel suits of armor that ventured into Kazdel 200 years ago falls far short of that which I saw in the years to follow. Perhaps it's the fault of our unique blood, for granting so many of us lives far too long. So long that in the intervals between one war and the next we lift our heads, only to realize that, excepting the Sarkaz, everyone is progressing on. No, it's nothing to do with the length of an individual's life. They have the opportunity to progress, simply because in the past they monopolized the freedom to choose between peace and war. Teresa, when I look at Londinium, I see the number of times this nation has gone wrong. The Victorians scorn how primitive the Sarkaz are, yet in essence they simply use the rules of the culture they founded to gild the greed and violence that runs in their deepest marrow. They tear at each other incessantly. Ultimately, everything they've made will be ruined by their own hands. That is why we could win this chance at freedom. Even if hope is still as remote, I won't give up on any possibility. Yes, in that regard, we've always been so alike. The year 1098. So, is that now? Residents of the Duke of Cumberland, Orktarig district in Londinium. It is now. Okay, we're back. We are in the now. Amir, Doctor, our messenger has just sent back some key intel. The main Sarkaz forces are on their way back to the city right now. It's extremely likely this means they're about to wage war with the Duke's armies. But given previous intel, even if they do return to Londinium, the Sarkaz military won't be enough to directly contend with all the Dukes. With the Sarkaz choosing to act now, they obviously believe they've grasped some key power that'll sway the situation for them. The Shard. That skyscraper the Sarkaz occupied. We've learned there's weaponry concealed in the building, yes, but will it sway things? It will, Clavitia. Have your people ever taken note of the storm above the Shard? Oh, those dark clouds seem highly unusual. According to the intel we've obtained, it's no normal storm at all. That's a catastrophe the Shard is causing, even if it isn't entirely the same as a true catastrophe. The Sarkaz want to cause a catastrophe. They're still in Londinium themselves. What would they gain from destroying the city? They plan to weaponize it. We're not just conjecturing the Shard's purpose. This weapon, or this technology rather, is exactly Rhodes Island's chief objective in entering Londinium. Rhodes Island came for the clouds shrouding Londinium. Yes, it's not just a figure of speech. In the eventuality Therasis does activate the Shard, he'll lead the flames of war and the storm together, upon those he sees as the Sarkaz's enemies. No catastrophe messenger could predict a man-made catastrophe's course. No nomadic city could escape such a catastrophe's assault. Countless Sarkaz and Victorians will die in that battle, and it will likely be even more tragic for those who survive. Most of them will become infected. Not to mention, the Shard isn't on the border. It's in Londinium, a nation's very capital. Which means, once the technology is completed, it'll reach anywhere on Terra. We can only pray the tech hits further bottlenecks. Yes. The Sarkaz will use Victoria's power to destroy her. If we reach that stage, then everything the corpse has done will be for naught. Even if we could rescue people from a catastrophe as Rhodes Island does, Londinium and our livelihood would be past any point of return. Clavitia, Rhodes Island is greatly thankful to the Self-Salvation Corps. Without your help, we would have had no good way into central Londinium. But neither I nor the Doctor will lie to you. No matter how Rhodes Island plans to approach the Shard, the battles ahead will be brutal. Even more brutal than the last. If we can't stop Therasis within the next few days, we will be forcing an all-out war and the Dukes will march with an eye to enter Londinium. If the corpse chooses to wait for the Duke's armies, Amir, we can't do that. I'm the daughter of a textiles merchant. Most of the fighters, in fact, are just ordinary civilians. We have workers, farmers, craftsmen, traders. Our backgrounds are a tapestry of millions, together under the one goal of driving the Sarkaz out of Londinium as soon as possible. That's why the corpse won't place all its hopes in the Dukes. Otherwise, we'd never have been able to take a stand ourselves. Our greatest fear, if it came to it, wouldn't be the Sarkaz controlling the Shard. It'd be the Dukes dropping any shred of thought for the ramifications. So, the corpse has no intent to suspend operations. Correct. On the contrary, in fact, with war on the eve of breaking out, there are some things only the Self-Salvation Corps can do here within Londinium. Such as wrecking the Sarkaz defensive line from the rear. We think alike, Doctor. Should the Dukes wage war, the Sarkaz will surely have preparations made to hold Londinium. Being a steel fortress, Londinium is self-sufficient to an extent. However, the Sarkaz actions within the city have long since outstripped that load. Still, unlike Londinium's previous masters, the Sarkaz don't get a drop of evident support from any of Victoria's other cities. In comparison, while the Dukes do all act on their own liberties, they'll each have their own steady flow of supplies. Alright. Need to give my voice a little bit of a break, man. Drink some water so that we shall continue. Alright. A supply line. The Sarkaz do have some kind of hidden supply line, definitely. Completing the shard has been a multi-year undertaking. The idea they're relying solely on Londinium's own production is practically impossible. It originates outside of the city and its terminus is in a Londinium munitions factory that builds weapons for the Sarkaz. Right. Oh, she even says right. Right. If we can locate this supply line, we'll be able to delay the birth of a super weapon. Commander Clavisia, cooperation is still our best choice. I'm afraid so, Doctor. We need more intel on the munitions factory. The Corps has a fighter who knows Highbury in and out. Doctor, you know him very well. Feist? Right. He's the most suited candidate for this mission. With some minor preparations, he'll lead everyone away from the Sarkaz's watch, and for the munitions factory, we still need other, more concrete sources of info. The Defense Forces Command HQ. It's a tower located at the border between Orkdarig and Highbury boroughs, and it controls the info network for the entirety of Londinium's defense systems. Wait, is this the thing we read before? No, it's a HQ. It's not the tower, the lookout tower. Okay. Given the supply line can penetrate Londinium, there must be records of it lying somewhere in the system. There's traders in the defense's top brass, right? Their commander, Latour, threw himself to the Sarkaz a few years back. It'd be pointless to try and win backing from a treasonist. If we plan to raid their command tower, we need some other way to seize system privileges. Of course, method aside, there's the fact that our troops desperately need new armaments. The Sarkaz have placed their sights back on the city interior, and our supplies are stretched thin. Wait, this is her? Oh my god, we met this character. Oh my god, last chapter. Okay, so this is her. Damn, okay. Wait, what happened to her eye? Ooh. We need background. Allerdale, we need background. What happened to you? I'll think of some way to address supply needs. When it comes to keeping Londinium going day to day, there's still scarcely a Victorian trader who's fallen in line with the Sarkaz. Allerdale. However, in turn, there's a different matter that I need you all to help me with. Clavisia, Rhodes Island has brought Artorius' relic back to Londinium. Artorius? That's the surname the Royal Draco's descendants took. Exactly. I've already checked with the Doctor and Amia. It's the Artorius key without a doubt. And that key opens the way to the door of the Mausoleum of Kings, which means we can retrieve the Realm Blade, the Size of Kings. Its significance goes beyond that, what any ordinary citizen would ever imagine. Trust me, please. It's not just some pretty piece of steel bestowed with symbolism. If we say the Shard is Londinium's great incomplete ambition, then the truth of the Victorian Realm Blade and the Mausoleum of Kings, that would be Londinium's real ace in the sleeve. The Victorian Realm Blade isn't just symbolic. Only a few nobles along with Victoria's royal families knew about it, and I happen to be a Cumberland. I believe you, the Mausoleum of Kings is practically a thing of myth to us, but if a royal key can open the door to it... Amir, how exactly did Rhodes Island even get this key? Should I not have asked? We won't conceal the key's history, but it isn't Rhodes Island's. It bears tales upon tales that I was never a part of and could never tell you. For Rhodes Island's time with it, though, I can tell you bit by bit if you're interested. Thank you, Amir. I'm just floored, really. The legacy of Artorias, the truth of the Shard. It's as if Rhodes Island really has been preparing for all these years now to be here today in Londinium. But I won't delve any further for now. I won't make anyone else either. It might lose us an important ally. Phew. Amir, Doctor, do you have anything else you want to tell me? There is one other thing, in fact. Clavigia, about my background. I'd like to have a chat with you. Oh, wait, we're standing out of here? Oh my god, the callback. The flowers. Doctor, look at these flowers. They're growing. It's amazing, a place like this, in the middle of Londinium, in a Sarkaz-occupied city. But it can't be the same for those around Miss Allerdale. For the Sarkaz, not letting nobles go is a net plus. You're both quite right, Doctor, Miss Amir. Despite it being slightly neglected these past years, the Duke of Cumberland's Manor is still Londinium's most iconic building. I've not much recollection of my home out in the Duchy. My childhood memories mostly tie back to here. Nobody would ever truly leave this place to rot, would they? Miss Allerdale. The fact she went to lay everything bare to Miss Clavigia, while it turns out your crew were already wise to Her Highness's identity. I didn't expect that, I'll confess. Siege is a vital operator of ours. Well, well, that reply of yours surprises me even more. Rhodes Island knew who Her Highness was, yet have been willing to treat her as Vina, leader of the Glasgow gang. Give Clavigia and Vina some more time. The Corps have their disagreements when it comes to nobles, you know, and Her Highness is going to have a lot to say. I'm sure you have questions for me too, mysterious little bunny. I'd like to jibber-jabber a little with the enigmatic Rhodes Island myself, before it's time to mingle with the merchants. Miss Allerdale, is this residence truly secure? Rational question. The Sarkaz naturally have their motive for not flushing out the nobles in central Londinium's massive city. There's much too much for them to mind. But we've paid a tremendous price to sit in the middle of a war unscathed, Miss Amir. Dignity, or what have you, is the least valuable part of it. Given the chance, I'll explain to Rhodes Island in detail. But the Sarkaz informants surveilling this manor are under our control, and for now, I ask you trust me. They haven't realized we've infiltrated them. They're wrong to believe Londinium's city nobles lost their every weapon after being isolated. Their mistake. You still have some way to counter Sarkaz surveillance? Provisionally. No. If Her Highness has decided to be forthright with the corpse, then it's not my place to be covering up either. For the sake of a smooth partnership, I can explicitly guarantee to you all that, Even now, the Cumberland residence has people who can establish extracity contract. I don't know what that is. Oh, unless it's that weird thing, like Shining's people can do. But I don't think that's that. But the Sarkaz aren't fools. They're well versed in war. Indeed. But like I told you, Londinium's a massive city. They don't have enough people. They're all on their own, and that serves us opportunities. Correct. Seems I haven't satisfied you much with my response. No, Miss Allerdale, I just worry your burden's too heavy. What? If there really is some way for Victoria to keep control of Londinium as it is now. No, I believe they can. But if they truly can, if they ultimately can, then what is it that they've been doing in practice all these years, that they've been having you do? Allerdale's face clearly twists for an instant. That flash of emotion is immeasurably magnified in Amia's eyes. It's no simple resentment, nor wariness, nor panic. It's grief. A grief so familiar, it hurts. I apologize, Miss Allerdale. I know I've offended you. Clavigio was right. We don't need to pry into each other. It could very well strain our progress instead, with this complex state of affairs. But, if possible, please don't stifle yourself. We've seen the consequences of that time and time again. Miss Allerdale, I'm being too heavy-handed, aren't I? No, Rhodes Island just keeps on astonishing me. It seems I was judging you by your cover. I never did imagine you'd be this sort of leader. You must be at least a decade younger than me, but the look in your eyes is a very real thing. Not to mention, well, you've seen right through me, considering you even cracked the secret of the Shard ahead of Clavigio and I, and brought the Red Dragon's key with you. Honestly, if Her Highness hadn't vouched for you, I might have just been even warier of Rhodes Island than the Sarkaz. It's true, Londinium... No, the Sarkaz, to us, have more significance still. That's why we're here. Well then, you're here. What are you fighting for? Her Highness gave me a simple synopsis of Rhodes Island. You seem to be all sorts of bound up with the Sarkaz, but according to what I've heard, Rhodes Island has, and has always, worked for the sake of the infected. We do. Then the two of you must have plenty more going on in your heads right now, leader and commander of Rhodes Island. As you say, there's a great deal of people and affairs in Londinium that we have inseparable ties to. I'm only speaking personally, and for the Doctor too, when I say that the truth and the past may be enough impetus on their own at this point for us to act. But we've already been through so much, it's long stopped us from frivolously viewing these struggles and calamities, or placing our individual feelings above the greater problem. That's why we're here to curb a war that would devastate the land and to dissipate the ground zero of Victoria's woes, to prevent the extinction of a race, to find the lifeline that by all rights we have the methods to seek, to help the infected, the workers, and even the Sarkaz that have been desolated. We're here to help people, Miss Allerdale. Every single person with life, every single person with the right to live. Only in the end that the majority can accept do the truths of the past have any significance. Amia finishes her speech with resolution. In Allerdale's clear look of surprise, Amia can't help but seek her heart. She's spoken her most genuine, sincere mind. Of that there is no doubt. The operators that work alongside her must surely be filled with the same staunch conviction. Dr. Kaushi stands ever more alone, carrying the weight of ideals. Whoa, wait, what? Staunch conviction. Dr. Kaushi stands ever more alone, carrying the weight of ideals. This reads to me like Kaushi is the only one that holds these ideals anymore. Does this mean this? No, that's not what that means, right? Dr. Kaushi stands ever more alone. Does ever? Oh, hang on. Does ever? English, man. How does it work? Let me look this up. Stands ever more. Does that mean Kaushi doesn't stand alone? Stand evermore. Okay, that didn't help me. Google did not help me. Evermore meaning. Here we go. Evermore stands. Dr. Kaushi stands forever alone, carrying the weight of ideals. Huh. Okay. It's not kind of what I expected that to be. So this ideal's origin, this strong flame of conviction that drives Rhodes Island to move in such colossal risk, to rush headlong into this political maelstrom. Who lit it? Teresa? What if this answer of hers remains incapable of solving these pressing issues? I thought Kaushi was the first one with those ideals. Eh? Eh? Equivalent exchange. Oh god. Full Metal Alchemist? Hello? Oh, there are not many tiles here. Okay. We do have air, so we're gonna need crews. We might actually need some air up here too, because there's 2 air spawn points. Okay. I think I'm gonna swap you out.
お前の采配に対しては私にも意見する権利がある。単独行動の方が好きなんだけど。
Let's get rid of you and bring in Rosa.
訓練の成果を確かめようかしら。
I think we'll get rid of Gavial too and bring in something that can hit a single target. Who's only got 1 block? Scotty, you're coming in. Cool, we'll run with that. Actually, we probably could have done Dagda. Oh well. Next time. Next time we'll bring Dagda in. 1098. Overcast. Londinium. Oh, we're back here. Lady Golding, at last you're back. Did I make it in time? Of course. You've rehearsed this play for... Oh, I thought she was going to say we've rehearsed. Okay. You've rehearsed this play for well over a year. And this is the first time the children are performing the whole thing. We couldn't possibly start the show without you. I must find myself a good seat then. Children, are you ready? Ready! Let's begin then. Lights. Camera. Action. Act 1, Scene 1. Oh, is this them gonna tell how the king died? Farmer. Good morning, sir. There is a look of concern on your face. Is something worrying you? The horn of victory has blown atop the walls for 3 days and nights, but why do I feel uneasy? Has our great general not returned triumphant? Praise his bravery and fearlessness. Bravery, fearlessness, perhaps. But you did not see the light in his eyes when he returned. When he gazed upon the crown, he was like a condor wing circling above a limping meat beast. Greed can send the most kind-hearted men straight to hell, and the masses will forever believe he reaped only what he had sown. These are our terms, Miss Allerdale. You need certain goods transported into Londinium, and this is nothing like what we usually carry. Both the quantity and the weight are highly unusual. I shan't ask what it is you need transported and why you need them brought into the city, but you must know that the risk we will carry for transporting them is immense. And I am certain you know that there are not many men out there who can do this for you. The Sarkaz keep a close eye on all ports of entry. Should they learn of this under-the-table deal, not only of us will leave Londinium alive, or not one of us will leave Londinium alive. Even if your background and the greed of your friends watching your back are enough to keep your lifestyle in central Londinium as it is, I'm afraid they won't help with this affair. If you want this deal to go through, you must put something worth the risk on the table. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me, Mr. Bader. I will consider your proposal. Time waits for no one. You must make your decision soon. Their asking price is high. We've discussed this situation. The Royal Mint is in Sarkaz hands. News of this must have already spread throughout the entire country via the Magna bankers. Merchant smugglers are worried that the payment they earn will be worthless by this time next month. Naturally, they demand a method of payment that will keep its value in the long term. You intend to accept his terms? Mr. Bader was right. Time waits for no one. We have at most 5 more days to prepare. If we are to ambush the Defense Forces command tower, we need to bring more weapons into this city. But what they demand is very dear to you. Huh. But this is the position we are in, Clavigia. This is the position I am in. How would you figure what it means to me? I'm afraid... No. I can say this for sure. Your speculations are all wrong. Do you think of me simply as the magnificent Duke of Cumberland? You likely weren't even born yet, but I saw them hang Victoria's magnificent Lion King in the palace gardens with my own 2 eyes. My name is Cumberland, and everyone knows Cumberland was His Majesty's most faithful friend. Do you think the reason I stand here in front of you completely unharmed is because the bigwigs in Parliament had mercy on me? Even now, I still regularly attend Lieutenant Colonel Latour's cocktail parties. My words still carry some weight there, and they still need me to soothe the masses. Of course, this is for our cause. It is also my own means. I understand your sacrifice. Without your protection, the Self-Salvation Corps could not have made it to this day. I'm not a girl anymore. That thing in the attic means nothing. It is a pile of scrap. No, don't say that. We can repair it. I believe. Oh, Alshi's still alive. Okay, that was surprising. Alshi. Make the arrangements, have it brought down from the attic. Oh, she's selling the armor to the merchant to get the weapons in. You disagree with my decision? I dare not speak, miss. I demand it of you. Lady Allerdale, no matter what you say, it's still House Cumberland's steam armor. The blood of your ancestors, that most esteemed Duke's blood, flows within that armor. It is an honor that Victoria bestowed upon House Cumberland, and it is the symbol of your house, ever on high. It can be destroyed in the flames of war. It can be given to another who is noble and unsullied. It can't be traded to a greedy merchant. You don't think Mr. Bader is worthy? An ancient set of armor, treated as a lowly collectible, and then traded away at a bargain price for just... Alshi, you've been at my side all these years, ever since I was born. We've kept the long-fallen House Cumberland alive. My house was built on nothing but a bunch of empty words. Glory, loyalty, nobility, or perhaps benevolence. But none of them hold any meaning today. It's you and I upon whom this house now stands. I understand, miss. Have we gotten a letter from them today? Not yet. You know, the music of the past, as if it still rings loud in my head. This manor once hosted a king, but where is he now? Speaking of kings, hello. My apologies, Your Highness. Call me Vina. Welcome, Vina. I have returned from patrolling with the fighters. You're still willing to go on missions with the fighters of the Self-Salvation Corps. Splendid. I want to do as much as I can. It's more than enough for the men to simply know you are here. I've heard from Clavisia. Huh. The attic is absolutely cluttered with rubbish. I've got to pull myself together and clean up a bit. Lots of dust there. I mustn't have Your Highness helping me with such things. Aladale. I don't want you to sell the armor. Is that an edict from Your Highness? I have no right to issue one. You're the one responsible for the Self-Salvation Corps, not I. That would have been a better wording there, not I. You know better than I what's right for the corpse, and I understand that the armor can buy us an opportunity. But please give me some time. I will find a way. Vina, you didn't worry yourself over this. Is that an order from the Self-Salvation Corps Arknights district leader? Very well. If nothing ever happened, perhaps... Never mind, it's all in the past. Lady Heidi. What is it? Do we have any news from Golding? Yes, she just sent us a message through the transmitter at the bookstore. It's been forwarded to your terminal. Good. Very good. She says she's safe. Everything in Orterig is proceeding according to plan. Please send a reply. The doctor's squad has successfully slipped past the checkpoint and infiltrated Highbury, thanks to the mercenaries working with Rhodes Island. Catherine, there's a problem with the conveyor belt at loading area number 9. Let's have a look. There's a loose knot. Paddo, I'm here. You're on shift today and we're running shorter and shorter on time. What are you doing? If we don't speed things up, the Sarkaz will smear your brains across this steel here. Sorry, Catherine. Now hand me the spanner. Okay. Here. Quick, on your feet. All of a sudden... You. Long time no see, Granny. I'm back. Paddo. Catherine. See your team leader after work for a ride-up. What? You let unauthorized personnel into the factory's most important landing zone. You're lucky you haven't been sacked. Granny, this isn't Paddo's fault. It wasn't him who let me in. Good. Paddo, bring Tommy and Day with you to get written up. I'd better not see a single one of you trying to wiggle out of this. You and the strange character from God knows where next to you. Me? Come. Oh, I'm there as well? Okay. Act 2. Oh, Act 3, Scene 7? Wait, we missed a whole bunch of the play. No, don't do this. Sir, why is the palace so quiet? Palace? What palace? You're facing the outer walls of the palace. Move aside, big heap of metal. You're blocking the sunlight. I'm facing nothing but an empty house. I am a steam knight. I purge all evil and injustice. Young man, it's over. No, it is not, nor shall it ever be. So long as we still know what is right and what is wrong, So long as we never hesitate to make the right decision, it shall never be over. I made my way here precisely for that reason. I invite all men to join me, even if you have yet to relax your tightly clenched fist. Am I right? Man, I'm waiting for these frickin' Steam Knight to get repaired and be taken into combat. Oh! Amir, our cover's blown. How many hostiles? Recon operators report 4 mercenary patrols teams headed in our direction. We have to pass through the district to reach the Defense Forces command tower, and we've only just made it inside. The Sarkaz forces are way too quick to react. We're being ambushed. How is the backup route looking? If the mercenaries have been lured to the front here, no, it won't work. There's another squad coming up fast. The Self-Salvation Corps just spotted them. What did they say? They had a run-in with this squad when they evacuated from Sudian. They say these Sarkaz fight, well, they're inhuman. The Vampires men. Notify all units. The operation has been cancelled. Prepare to pull out immediately. There's no time. The vampire fighters are moving way too fast. The Self-Salvation Corps has engaged them. Change of plans. We're aiding the Self-Salvation Corps. Where's the Cortus? What Cortus? Don't play dumb with me. She's been with you lot the last couple of days. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm not talking. Not even if you kill me. Another stubborn bunch. What is this? Bugs? Bloody... Hang in there, friend. Back in formation. Don't let the bugs on the ground separate you. Defender operators, cover our allies' retreat. Rhodes Island and the Self-Salvation Corps came here together, and so will we leave together. Nice. Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
全員規律はしっかり守ってもらう。
Oh, here we go. Oh, what is this? Seed of Withering. Oh, 1 second.
What?
Seed of Withering. Aerial unit. Self-destructs when near an operator, dealing physical damage. Ew. That's not fun. Oh, wait. What is this? Aladale's Guard. After deployment, gives the target and surrounding friendly units a barrier that can absorb 1000 damage. Oh, I imagine these seeds are going to deal like ridiculous damage then. Okay. Let's start with a siege.
面倒だな。
I wonder what near means.
警戒態勢。
She's gonna change, yeah, change target. He's not gonna go up, is he? Oh, you butt.
私の武器は誰にも
I'll leave
扱え
her
る
out
わけではない。
until we can get something. Yeah, okay.
さっさと片付ければ
That'll
楽に終
work.
わる。
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
ここだよ。
Clear them out. Might put
じゃあ行ってくる。
Greythroat here to deal with that one. Okay, how hard are these guys gonna hit? Please not very hard. Okay, they don't. Whew. She can block too, right? Ooh, good. Good.
救急診療の準備は整いました。いつでも治療ができます。
Okay, we're handling these things very easily. Nice.
リラックスして、リラックス。
Oh, they leave behind like a damaging thing. That's no fun. We don't actually need many of these other units. We might actually need the healer down here. Yeah, oops.
あるいは滅びか。
Healing.
あなたは私がお守りします。戦場に出たから。
Oh, now there's lots of damage going out here. Okay, those dying creatures are kind of annoying to deal with. Oh, it's actually a unit.
すぐに終わる。
Under the point gives the target and surrounding friendly units a barrier. Do they have barriers? I don't see the barriers. Wait,
この程度
does
で
me
止まると
losing a
思う。
guard count as me losing a thing? That's not cool.
まずは戦闘マニュアルの暗唱から。引っかかっててね。この程度で止まると思うな。
Oh no, suzerain died. Okay, I see what happened there.
心配しないで。
Hey, they actually got barriers. Nice.
こんなの悲しいです。任せて。狙いを定めて発射。
We're still doing good.
私たちならできます。心配しないで。
Wait, that still shouldn't have mattered. I think someone got past siege.
命令を動き回るな。そうすればお
Hit
互い
him, I
手
dare
が
you.
省けるだろう。
戦場に出たからには死ぬ覚悟を決めろ。
Lol. Okay, I can see where he would be kind of useful. It just needs to be in very specific maps.
凝固しろ。
Dunk, dunk.
あれ？
Oh my god, is my cruise gonna survive? Oh, no, she's dead. Cruise, no! Alright, and then just these two.
油断は禁物よ。
Boop.
心
Boop.
配しないで。
Boop. Nice. Alright, we're gonna have to redo that one though. We didn't 3-star it. How come we not 3-star? We have a signal, Amir. Good. Casters, hold the shield with me. Everyone else, get to the corner. The Sarkaz casters raise their staves together. Monsters made of blood rush up from underground. The entire street opens its gaping maw beneath the soldiers. There's too many of them. Black lines cut through the flesh of the monsters, but even more rise again from the fallen, gnawing away at the arts forming a defensive barrier. The fighters run for their lives, but the stench from the predator's jaws is never far behind. Finally, they make it into another alley and find themselves face to face with an aura that is potent, pure, and fearsome. Is it the vampire guy? Stop. Or someone with control of time? The bloody tide stops in its tracks. It was as though they ran into an invisible wall when they rounded the corner. The maggot-shaped arts creations smash themselves into pieces, leaving bloody trails on the ground. The empty street is completely silent. Oh wait, doesn't the oh, what's his name? Silence. Doesn't Silence have abilities like this? Casualties? We're fine, we got out quick enough. I hope we've delayed the Sarkaz, made things safer for Allerdale and Siege. Thanks everyone, especially our Self-Salvation Corps friends. Thank you for being willing to take this risk with us. Commander Clavigia calls Rhodes Island our most important ally. We're always ready to do what we have to do. Plus, if this Rhodes Island operator here hadn't helped us, that vampire would have done all of us in a long time ago. Oh, it's not Silence. Who is this? No need to thank me. I've seen too much meaningless killing in Londinium. I must stop my compatriots who have gone too far. Oh, he's a Sarkaz? Sorry, Doctor. Are we not welcome? I had a little fight with Granny when I skipped out of the factory last year. A dozen big, bruising workers surround you. Their eyes are filled with suspicion. You glance at their drills and spanners in their hands, then at Feist, dressed like the workers, but here on his own. Seems like it was more than a little bit of a fight. I guess Granny is still sore at me. I've got no reason to be sore at a dead man. I didn't even know my only grandson was still alive till a minute ago. I wanted to send a message, but it was too risky. The Sarkaz monitor all communications into Highbury. I can't let the Sarkaz tie you to the Self-Salvation Corps. So you join that band of crackpots. The Londinium Citizens Self-Salvation Corps. We did a lot in Sudian, Granny. The Sarkaz control the media and they all call us an unnamed violent gang. You're the ones who blew up the wall. It was the... Sarkaz damaged the walls by showing that my grandson fought bravely in the battle. Yes, your grandson did fight bravely in that battle. Thanks, Doctor. I didn't know you had such high regard for my rope work. So you're here to blow up the armory? Of course not. What did you say, your Self-Salvation Corps friends? We're making weapons for the Sarkaz to use against Victorians. No, Granny. What I told them was, my Granny stands up to protect their livelihoods. I know you think I'm a brat with a little more than a couple of silly tricks, but I didn't come back to drag the workers into this. And I'm not here to try to convince you either. I have my goals, of course, and it'd be brilliant if you were able to help me, but first, I just wanted to see that you're safe. Come here and let me have a look at you. Granny? You've put on a few inches, brat. Yeah, I grew a bit. I'll have the goods soon. A suit of steam armor. How many men would kill to get one like it? The nobles of Lithanian love to flaunt such storied antiques. Oh, and do be sure to ask those Colombian firms as well. They might be interested even if the tech is centuries old. Getting it out will not be trouble at all. What business do you think I'm running in Londinium these days? Sarkaz are a gang of raving psychopaths, and they alone can't rule Londinium. I have friends in the defense forces. They'll take care of it for me. I've heard it has a few external blemishes, however. I do hope that won't hurt the price. Why not cancel the deal if you're so worried about the price? Who's there? Don't worry. We just happen to be traveling the same way. Get this intruder out of here. Say, where are my bodyguards? I've asked them to take a short nap. You can go and wake them once we've finished our chat. All of them? Against just one of you? One? Oh my, no. Look behind you. This is Londinium. I've got friends in high places. Oh, where are they? Do tell, I bet I'd get on famously. Don't do anything rash now. Play nice with us and nobody has to get beat. Whatever Siege says, you do. Otherwise my claws won't be aimed at the wall next to me. Alright, I understand. Seriously? You really got into it there. I learned it from you lot. Now then, let him go. You can open your eyes and put your hands down now, Mr. Bader. We're not going to hurt you, at least not yet. What do you want? My terms are clear. Cancel the deal for the Cumberland steam armor. And you'll let me go if I agree? Yes. But I'll make sure you keep your side of the bargain. Show Mr. Bader our map, Morgan. With pleasure. The marks on the map, those are my warehouses. How do you know about them? You don't pay much attention when you're out and about. You shadowed me. Correct. The Sarkaz cannot be bribed. If they learn that you've smuggled so much contraband into Londinium through your connections, how helpful do you think your friend will be? Will he be in any position to protect you? You're considering tipping off the Sarkaz. That may well get us all killed, but they won't have to know anything if you continue to work with us. Do I have a choice? I understand your circumstances and I appreciate the opportunity to work with you. You will be compensated fairly. Wait a second. What is your relationship to Allerdale Cumberland? Are you her attendant? I can't imagine House Cumberland is in any position to hire one. Watch your mouth. The Cumberland serves Vina, not the other way around. She's the daughter of a duke. You don't mean... No, I'm nobody. Lady Cumberland and I are comrades, along with thousands upon thousands of Londoners who long for peace. I do hope you're one of them, Mr. Bader. God damn it. Her squad almost revealed who she was to just a random merchant. We're up to Act 4. Okay. What's the story now? All those loyal to this land stand with me. The final battle against evil lies before us. Children, do you live here? Hide not in the corners and shadows, even if you cannot hold a sword. There is more to being a warrior than simply holding a sword. Open your eyes, watch, listen, think. Tell me what is right, what is wrong, and what kind of life you wish to live. I march onwards, with you as my witnesses. Brilliant. Look how good Ralph is, Lady Golding. How much he's grown, and to think he was a mischievous little beastling just 4 years ago. Yes, I'm delighted. A handkerchief, Molly. Handkerchief? Oh yes, I can't stain my clothes with tears in front of the children. Oh, but I just can't stop crying to think that Ralph and the other kids will be leaving school so soon. It's time for them to have a rest, and us too. Yes, the final scene. That's the best part. Who's clapping? You didn't invite anyone to the rehearsal today, did you? Oh, is it the book person? Book merchant? The teachers cast their glances toward the back of the classroom. A man in military attire claps slowly by the door. Oh, it's him. What a splendid performance. Lieutenant Colonel Latour. I didn't think the commander of the defense forces would grace this classroom with his presence. Good afternoon, ladies.
これで終わりか?
Oh, alright, on to the next one. We will have to come back to 11.5 and complete that. 3-star that. But I kind of want to continue with the story. War cannot destroy a nation, not until its culture too begins to die out. Oh, that's a lot of range. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. Let's get rid of Skadi. Let's bring in... You know what? Let's bring in Luna Cub. Let's get rid of Thorns and bring in... Do we just double the cruisers? We could run Insider. Let's run Insider. Oh, actually, someone that's going to be kind of good here is... Who are we going to swap? Actually, we're going to swap out Insider. Where are you? Oh, I might not have leveled her up. Wait, is she not arranged? I thought she was arranged. Is she a support? No. A specialist? Oh, she is a specialist. And I haven't leveled her up. Yeah, she does stun herself though. Maybe I won't. Maybe we will go for the Insider.
了解。あんたが武力行使するしかないって判断したんだな。俺は信じるぜ。
What are you doing here? I said as much. I'm here to enjoy the performance. Stay behind me, children. I mean no offense, Lieutenant Colonel Latour, but you're not welcome here. No need to be so distant, Golding. I've always approved of your efforts. The more difficult the times, the more important education becomes. You're speaking as though you have nothing to do with these difficult times. You're always finely dressed, aren't you? No matter what the times. The only difference is, you have more and more medals on your collar now. Helping the military commission govern Londinium is not an easy job. I've encountered my share of difficulties. But my love for this city has never changed. I'm just like you in that regard. I'm sure Tom the cobbler agrees. Tom is a friend too. The memory of that incident pains me. He got drunk and babbled something about His Majesty and the Steam Knights. He could hardly even spell sarcasm. He's still alive. Life is about more than simply being alive. Are you accusing me of betraying Victoria, Golding? I respect your courage, ladies, but you're mistaken. I came here to take another look at this school, nothing more. It's unfortunate that you seem to have forgotten me, Miss Molly. Forgotten? I've spent just as much time here as you have. I even remember the children who came with you. Unfortunately, I was no longer so free after my graduation from the military academy. Golding, you trusted me once. We discussed the history of Gaul, the internal pillars of literature. That will do, Lieutenant Colonel Latour. I'm grateful to your father for sponsoring the school over the years. He made efforts to light the torch of wisdom, to drive out ignorance and chaos. I once thought you like him, but you've extinguished the tiny spark with your own two hands. Is that so, Golding? Why do you think the school has survived this long? Why? Why you don't even dare threaten us? I have no reason to threaten you, certainly not with the children around. We're all remnants of Gaul, Miss Golding. We know the merciless devastation of war, the snuffing of countless lives and the destruction of human progress towards wisdom. I don't want Londinium to be the next Lingones, nor do I want to see the wonderful play that I had just witnessed disappear forever. This is the burden that I have chosen to bear. I cannot endorse your views. The Royal Opera House of Lignoles has long since been reduced to ash, but Ode au Triomphe continues to be performed around the world. Buildings fall and metal giants rust, but what we've created within never dies. It's our knowledge, our culture, our hope. The darker the clouds of war, the more important it is that we hold on to our beliefs, trust in beauty, and remind ourselves what separates us from the animals. You believe you can win a conflict like this? What you represent, fear, power, violence, these things can't keep everyone suppressed forever. I must believe. I can only believe. As long as there is light, we'll follow it. I envy you then, Miss Golding. Look up at the dark clouds above you. A storm is coming. There is still time before the thunderbolt falls. We have a choice. I hope to see the conclusion of the play someday. The commander of the defense forces does not linger on the streets after leaving the school. He came alone. There are none of his men in the vicinity. She must find Adams and get the news out. No matter how amicable the commander looked, there must have been a reason why he came to the school. Molly does not know, and neither do the children, but Golding does. Why are there so many Sarkas? The path to the bookstore is a familiar one. She has tread it countless times in the past 2 years, but today the path seems much longer than she remembers. She cannot see the end of it. She remembers the day that the Sarkas came. Can she truly change? I must believe. I must. Fear seizes Golding by the throat. She feels as though she is about to throw up. She turns and flees. Also, she doesn't go to the bookstore. She stops. Huh. Lance, Paddy, the kids, Nan. Oh shit! I remember this character. This is the one that can like acts like a chameleon, right? And can, well, not a chameleon, but they're like a morpher. They can turn themselves into other things. Oh. You need not have bothered yourself with a task as simple as this, sir. And you should have arrested Miss Golding, Latour. It's what Manfred would have done. Old Red Eye wouldn't have left a soul in the school alive. We know you're not Sarkaz. You want to save one final shred of dignity for yourself, for the defense forces, for the people of the city. But we believe this is safer. Oh. Why, you... Lance, Paddy, I hope the children are safe. I'm scared, Lieutenant Colonel. Scared that people like you and the Sarkaz may hurt the children. Scared that the children could grow up to be like you. You sound just like our unconscious guest here. Yes, we're feeling. She cares about those young Victorians more than she cares about herself. We can feel it, but we find it difficult to understand, especially since it does not arise from ties of blood. Sir, we find you interesting, though we understand ourselves, understand the Sarkaz better. You want answers about what? You do not seem the kind of person to be curious about the Sarkaz, Latour. My apologies, sir. The mission always comes first. Take Miss Molly back, Lieutenant Colonel. Watch her closely. We will stay by Miss Golding's side and gather intelligence for the coming war. Yes, sir. What's the matter, sir? Someone has discovered us. Should I call the men? No need. They can't stop him. He has learned much from Teresa. We will have an interesting conversation. We have been discovered. Molly? Did anything happen while I was away? No, Lance and Paddy were scared. Ralph and the older kids took the little ones to get some rest. Good. I've been thinking. The children will enjoy the play, won't they? Our hard work will mean something. What are you talking about? No, nothing. Don't mind the commander of the defense forces, Miss Golding. I'm not feeling well. I need some rest. Sorry, Molly. Could you clean up? Sure. There should be an end to the play. The Steam Knights arrived at the palace. The children will perform the final scene in a few days, won't they? Absolutely. There sure are lots of possibilities, so long as the conclusion of the story hasn't yet been told. But even a play that's been performed can be changed. People always look for the latest. You've been watching for a long time, haven't you? Oh. The stage is right here. Why don't we start from the beginning, from Act 1? Everyone dreams about how things would have been if none of this had happened. What ifs mean nothing. But if there is even a remote possibility, why don't you join us on stage, sir? Good morning, sir. There is a look of concern on your face. Is something worrying you? The horn of victory has blown atop the walls for 3 days and nights. But why do I feel uneasy? Has our great general not returned triumphant? Praise his bravery and fearlessness. Bravery. Fearlessness. Perhaps. A call to arms united our spirit, but the price was ruin and hate. You should have served a king, but you gave your loyalty to a thief. The mysterious spectator takes a step forward, his gaze moving from his counterpart to the distance. He is not building up tension, but recalling memories of another battlefield. Memories that have lain dormant for too long. It is not a king that I serve, but honesty and courage. Destruction awaits if you stay on this path. The destruction of the individual is nothing compared to having to watch a tyrant bring this country to ruin. How do you know her end, sir? I can predict her end, as I know her beginning. How could you reminiscence about the past, young as you are? You can keep the sun from setting. Such desires are the greatest greed. I have seen countless acts of madness performed in the name of preserving this glory. They turn to banditry or fight amongst themselves, ultimately accelerating the decay of this country. Molly turns around on stage, takes a few steps, then turns back, hiding her face in the shadows. But her counterpart speaks first. His expression is calm, like water undisturbed. He shifts his hands, then crosses them. They will not admit that those who fall try to cling to the sunlight, but grasp only lightning. Must they accept their fall? They can choose to not look back at the peak. If they would turn their gaze around, they would realize that it is no abyss lying before them, but fertile earth in which infinite possibilities lie. So this is an Iberi, isn't it? Or is it a sarcasm? Okay, no, it is a sarcasm. Okay. I don't know this character. You say the abyss can be conquered. You do not know the truth of the abyss, nor do you understand that time is short. The abyss lies before us. We can fill it with flesh and burn the remnants within with blood, leaving behind wide open fields for those who come after. Only when the ashes of old are blown away can a crop grow on the field to feed the next generation. The relationship between those two is interesting. Oh yeah. Oh good, they're super weak. Nice. Oh, and they do a full circle around. Not sure if that's a good thing or not, because this guy is annoying. I'm gonna be within range if I drop siege there. Maybe actually we drop siege here. Kinda want my other healer out. Because there's gonna be so much AoE damage being spawned here. Oh my god, Cruz is dealing so much damage. I did take her into the training stuff and boost her ability, so maybe that's why. Relax it.
悲しいです。
承知した。
各位、作戦通りに行動するのよ。
Oh,
あんたらがそこまで
rip
固くなる
Suzerain.
苦しみを忘れたことはありません。私の武器は誰にで
I
も
guess we
扱
could
えるわ
put
けではない。
Yeah, we could put Luna Cobb there, why not?
こんなの悲しいです。
弾丸は早いけど本当はこんなことしたくな
I'm
い
gonna wait till there's more of a build up. And then we are going to unload the Rosa.
心配しないで。
Oh, and the Rosa's dead.
私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。あなたは
Okay,
私
we're
が
not
お
even
守
gonna
りし
get
ま
to
す。
unleash anyone, because Cruz is just clearing stuff out so fast.
じゃあ行ってくる。
弾丸は早いけど実は射撃よりも格闘の方が得意なんだ。ああ、後片付けもそっちの方が楽だしな。
Okay, this is a lot of people.
あなたは私がお守りします。私の武器は誰に
Oh,
でも
this is a
扱えるわ
lot
け
of
ではない。
people.
私にできるのは治療だけじゃないんです。
何か考えがな。己が存在を自らに
I think we're fine though.
貴様の生死を私が
Look at all the build up of AoE damage. What the hell?
ああ、後片付けもそっちの方が楽だ
Luna's
しな。
about to go
心
down.
配しないで。
Wait, no? Oh wow, Luna survived. Okay.
よし、銃はもうしまっても良さそうだな。任務完了だ、ドクター。計画通りの大勝利だし、特に後始末はいらないよな。
A tutorial? Uh-oh. Twigs. Oh, these things? Oh god, what are these? Yeah, Skyfire, Click and Cutter. What are these?
面倒だな。
Oh, they're tanky. They take a lot of damage. Righto.
戦場に出たからには死ぬ覚悟を決めろ。
Harmful effects detected. Initializing treatment program. Scanning complete. The twigs that crave have... Oh, that's actually their name. The twigs that crave have polluted the nearby ground, causing continuous damage to nearby operators. Operators fighting on the ground will take more damage. I'll take care of it. Caution. Target structure is complex and attacking may have unpredicted results. What is the unpredicted results? Is it going to explode at like half health or
心
something?
配ね。私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
It's attacking? It's some sort of Sarkaz art. The necrosis damage it inflicts prevent the use of skills when it accumulates, while also causing continuous arts damage. Let's finish this quickly.
私からは敵が見えるけど、向こうからは戦場に出たからには死ぬ覚悟を決めろ。敵の視
What
界
the
には
fuck?
何も映らない。
Wait, it turned into
心配
something.
見ようよ。
More enemies defeated. Oh, okay. So it should be super weak, right? Because it didn't defeat any.
テクニックを使えばこれくらい楽勝でしょ。
It turned into a monster, but it looks pretty weak. Analysis shows that it absorbs the strength of fallen allies. The more of its allies, oh shit, fall in battle, the more powerful it absorbs. The more power it absorbs, increasing its strength. It'll be at its strongest if all its allies are defeated. Support squad has arrived. Please instruct us to whether to prioritize its destruction or reinforce the defense.
私の意向にひれ伏しなさい。戦場は墓場よ。
Kind of sucks. Oh no, it is in healing range. Awesome. Okay.
遅すぎる。
I'm gonna put the AoE down here.
破滅が待つのみですわよ。戦場に声を出すな。私からは敵が見えるけど。
And then we can put click here.
残念だったね。
Yeah, that should work. Boop, boop, boop.
敵の視界には
Oh
何
no,
も
he
映らない。
spawned.
心配
Ah, he's alive. Oh, so they moved the damaging ground around them. Got it.
戦場に敵の視界には何も映らない。心配無用よ。
Oh yeah, this thing stuns. Oh, this actually lasts a really long time. It doesn't do much damage though. I was just thinking maybe it would be good against bosses, but I don't think it would be.
心配無用よ。私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
Nice.
契約通り任務は完遂した。
Oh my god, she's a little
確認
fox.
する？
Ah. I used to use Cutter a lot more, but then I think I just got better characters. It's unfortunate. Alright, this... It looks like it will probably be the last chapter we play through of the night. But we made a lot of progress here. Look at this. Look at this. 7 chapters, all completed. Beautiful. And I guess now we're going to get the tutorial mechanic, right? Ooh, uh-oh. Also in the story, it's very much feeling like things are very, very quickly running away. Like, war is about to break out at like any moment. So we still have the guards and there's the twigs that crave. What does this map look like? We do have a hole. Do we want to use it? Oh, we have them over here too. Do they spawn like... Do we want to use this? I don't know how to use this, so I'm not going to use it yet. I'm just going to go for a basic setup. We probably don't need the flyers, right? There's no... Yeah, there's no flyers spawning on this anymore. So we can get rid of Luna Cub and bring back someone else. Let's bring in Dusk. I haven't used Dusk in forever. Let's get rid of Insider and instead bring in... You know what? Let's bring in Chubai. I haven't used Chubai's 3 skill yet. We can get rid of Grey Throat as well and bring in... Who haven't we used in a long time? We haven't used Penance in forever. You know what? Let's bring in Penance.
Non si ottiene giustizia standosene seduti in un ufficio. Io lo so meglio di chiunque altro.
Unto the flood. Oh, we're just straight into it. Okay. No! There are fly things. Ooh. I think she can tank them though, right? Yeah, she does need a healer. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave her there and let her die to these ones coming around. And hopefully we can get a healer in time. Sure. It's awkward, but it works. I think she'll be able to take both of these, right? Ooh, okay, nope. So do we have a way of dealing with this over here? So it just gets stronger and stronger, right?
害虫が
苦しみを忘れたこ
This
とは
thing's
ありま
kind of
せん。
scary. Is it strong?
警戒態勢。
Oh, maybe it's not. There's going to be a big build-up of things, though. Uh-oh. Oh,
あれ？ここだよ。
I see.
諦めるな
Can't put that anywhere either.
私たちなら
They're going to be able to get through.
誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
Oh my god, are we clearing it in time? Please, 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 please. No, one got through. Boo.
実際の戦場であれば解決するのがかえって楽だ
こんなの。
Alright, that one's going to be dealt with. We only let one through. It's fine. It's fine.
救急診療貴様の生死は私が決める。
How does it get bind? Oh, right, she buy. I forgot she binds. We probably need to kill this thing, right? Otherwise this thing's gonna be fucking huge.
すぐに終わらせる。 苦しみを
Okay, Texas should be able to kill
忘れたことはあ
that.
りません。
どけ
Come on, Texas, please. Get him. No. God damn it, he's gonna be at like full
心
power.
配しないで。
Yuck.
ターゲット確認。すぐに終わらせる。
No, she's not that strong. It's fine.
止まって。これ以上無意味に怪我することないよ。
この程度で止まると思うな
まずは戦闘マニュアルの暗唱から。あれ？どこに行くの？
諦めるな懺悔すべき相手が違うぜ
Oh, so she kind of works like a Silver Ash with her attack range increase.
どけ
I wonder if she's
剣は
stronger.
小中にあり
Oh, so she just turns into an attack speed god.
苦しみを忘れたことはありません。
Yeah, this is easy enough. Fast forward, we should be fine.
皆さんと乗って。これ以上無意味に怪我することないよ。
Oh, he like inflicted my Rosa with something. Wait, did something get through? Oh yeah, at the very start, something did get through. Yeah, they flooded the front. You saw it, Morgan. The guards at the warehouse are so nervous that they didn't even see me coming. All right, you win today. Take your jerky. Huh, knew you'd be cross. Next time you can come with, and loser has to keep guard. And they're staring at us. Who? What are you staring? What's this about? Get out of the way already. I need a drink from the kitchen. Thirsty after all this work. You shouldn't have done that. You mean lure away the Sarkaz patrol, giving your people a chance to escape the warehouse? Yes. Funny way to say thank you. Or did I hear you wrong? Our comrades in Sudian are grateful, and so are we. The mission went well, but why did you have to burn the warehouse? It belonged to a Victorian merchant, not the Sarkaz. The Sarkaz were just occupying it. Huh. Those fat cats are as so cowardly as they are greedy. They want to help the Sarkaz. I'm happy to make them suffer for it. You do understand that you're just driving them into the arms of the Sarkaz. Even better. More than just warehouses to burn for those traders. That's gangster talk, not the way of the self-salvation corps. You still insist on working with these people, Lady Isabel. My name is Dagda here. Oh, it is her! Wait. The story we read said she died. And then the tower was built... Or maybe it wasn't... No, maybe it wasn't Isabel. No, I might be wrong. Yeah. It's just... Lady Dagda. When Lady Aladale, introduced you and her highness to us, we thought... Siege told you on day one that it was the Glasgow gang working with the corpse, not her highness Alexandrina and the Knight of the Tower. Do you really want to see a hoodlum lead us, even take the throne? What shit for brains gives you the right to say that about Vina? Sword back in its place, Morgan. We're on their ground. Many of us would rather follow you and Cumberland. Stuff it. I mean, you've said your piece. As long as we still stand together, you should not speak ill of our fellows. Sorry, I spoke out of turn. You shouldn't have stopped me. And let you make a mess for Vina to clean up? Not to mention the bunny and the doctor from Rhodes Island? Next time, think about your company before you lose your head. Huh. Never thought the day would come that you would be the one talking to me about losing my head. Gotta change and adapt to the environment. Look how Dagda is doing. Don't say that, it feels weird. You think I want to congratulate you? Living your way doesn't feel too nice. But there's one thing the past couple of days have taught me, Morgan. We have to adapt to keep up with Vina. Here's your jerky. Neither of us won today. Keep it. I've got no appetite. I've been thinking, Hannah. Is this the kind of life that Vina wants? Since when did nobles and merchants give her the respect she deserves? You're not thinking from the right angle. They'll realize Vina is a good leader, and the respect Vina gets, she would have earned herself. Ah, Lady Aladale, finally. Sorry, I've been busy. I heard you were looking for a buyer for the steam armor. The news reached you quickly. Only rumors, only rumors. A friend mentioned that a suit of steam armor from Londinium might appear on the market, but the transaction fell through at the last minute. I see. I would not recommend that you sell something so valuable too easily. It's hard to get a good price under current market conditions. Thank you for the advice. I'm just trying to do something useful with what little assets my family has left. I understand. What little money we have means nothing to the Sarkaz. Is the banquet not yet started? There's no need to wait for me. We can't have that now. You've been the pillar of Central Londinium for ages. It's all thanks to you that we're alive today. How is one even supposed to negotiate with a bunch of lunatics who don't care about money? You flatter me, sir. I'm just a nobody who spoke up a few times at the unjust treatment of those like you have received. Now, don't say that. House Cumberland will undoubtedly rise again under your leadership. Yes, the past is the past now. When Londinium knows peace again, not to say that she's not at peace right now, of course. In any case, House Cumberland will have our gratitude. Lieutenant Colonel Latour is here. We salute you. It's an honor, Lieutenant Colonel. You have not graced us with your presence for many nights. We are most grateful for your efforts to keep the peace. I've come into a few bottles of excellent wine. They may not have been so impressive in the old days, but in times like these they are a rarity. I'll have my butler bring them to your residence. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be no more banquets from this day forth. The military commission will be interviewing you soon. Good luck. Huh? Wait, no. What do you mean? Lieutenant Colonel Latour! Lieutenant Colonel Latour! Lady Aladale, you must speak to Lieutenant Colonel Latour. This is serious. But people will die. Lieutenant Colonel, please don't go. Miss, this is... The Sarkas have been biding their time. They let these fools wallow in luxury in order to keep the dukes from coming together. There is nothing any given duke would like more than to become the master of Victoria. At the center of Victorian high society is Londinium, and whomever makes an enemy of Londinium nobility makes an enemy of the entire state. Such an offense against Victoria would have forced the dukes to put aside their individual interests and join forces to march on Londinium. But the Sarkas don't care anymore. They've achieved their goal. Some think what befell Londinium in the past few years a disaster, but now, war has truly come. What about us then? Could you talk to Lieutenant Colonel Latour as the nobles suggested? You might... They called me Pillar, but whom amongst them set foot in Cumberland Manor before the Sarkas took control of Londinium? Which of the Duke's true friends participated in these pretentious banquets? I'm simply a figurehead for nobles who lack chips on their side, or those who are trying to protect themselves. They flocked to the Cumberland banner, so Cumberland may take the fall for them. So what you mean is, let's go Alashay. Inform our Soul Salvation Corps and Rhode Islander friends to evacuate the ducal manor immediately. It is no longer safe. We'll take one last look at our ancestral home. Aladale? You are... A letter from the Duke. What? New character? I don't remember her. A few days in Uachtarig, then Highbury. Look at all those factories and houses packed tight together. Never seen a place so cramped. Can we go back to Central Londinium after this mission, Captain? And do what? I don't know what Manfred was thinking, hiring kids like you who have barely taken a life before. I'm not a kid. I did a lot of jobs back in Columbia with Grimm, when he was still around. Grimm, eh? I have babysit now because he got himself killed in Sudian. I should have taken his head and nabbed the bounty beforehand. Weren't you friends? It's not my job to teach you how to be a mercenary, kid, but it is yours to read the map. Where do we go next? Munitions factory number 11 is just ahead. General Manfred gave us a pretty long list. These are all older workers who know something, right? Just take them somewhere with no witnesses and kill them. I would kill everyone in the factory if it were up to me. All that crap about killing only the ones who know anything. Does he have any idea how much trouble that is? Well, he's the boss. Whatever. Put away the list and let's go. Oh, is this Catherine's? Uh-oh. Feist. Paddo? It's been a year, I missed you. Sorry, I should have tried to send word. Never mind that, I'm so glad to see you. For the past year, I've been telling everyone that you'd definitely come back alive. Remember that vent over there? There's a bit of a platform outside the other end of it. A few years ago, you said you would jump off it and onto the factory next door. We were scared out of our minds. It was what, more than 30 meters off the ground? Fool, and you'd be dead for sure. But you dared to jump, and then Tommy jumped, Day jumped, and in the end, I jumped too. Whenever they ask me if I think you're dead, I tell them to look up at the vent. Huh, we weren't afraid of anything, were we? So these are the Self-Salvation Corp friends. Hello. Looks well read to me. I heard there were all kinds in the corps. Guess the rumors are true. The doctor is definitely well read. I'm partnered with the corps. You have partners? Sounding more and more like the real deal, isn't it? Huh. So why have you come back? Anything I can help with? Paddo. Catherine, I'm sorry. Get back to work. Yes, ma'am. But Feist is back, isn't he? He's not going anywhere. Don't you worry about him right now. As for your friend, we should talk somewhere else. Don't blame Catherine, Feist. She's been protecting us from the Sarkas for the past year. It's thanks to her that we haven't lost anybody. There was one time when things got really bad and she called on the leader of the defense force to mediate. But the Sarkas have been putting more pressure on us on Catherine. I know, Paddo. I don't blame Granny one bit. When I joined the corps and finally understood what I was facing, I knew what a difficult decision Granny had to make. Alright, talk. What did you come back for? We're looking for something. Something? Yeah, a hidden Sarkaz supply line that's fueling their mad war. We're certain the line ends here in the industrial district. We need to find it. Vice says no one knows the district better. No one knows the district better than you, Granny. I'm sure you can help. That's why I came to you. Flattering me won't do you any good. We just need a clue. Yeah, we won't cause any trouble for the factory. Why do you think I would help you? Maybe I already told Pato to call the Sarkaz mercenaries. If that's the case, I'll have to flee with the others. Tell me how many died in that incident you caused in Sudian. Do you remember their names, their faces? Do you remember what they looked like when they died? Their last words? Don't rush your answer, Vice. And don't try to bluff your way through it. I don't know what this doctor of yours thinks, but I know you. You think you're smart, but being smart isn't enough to fool death. Catherine! A bunch of Sarkaz just showed up at the door. Doctor, we need to get out of here. They say Lieutenant Colonel Latour, a Defense Force officer, wants to see you. You're to be escorted. What? George, watch these two and make sure they stay put. Care for a smoke. Don't bother trying to button me up. Lieutenant Colonel Latour wants to see me. Yes. We've been meeting our targets. Nothing for him to worry about. Whatever, he wants to see you. Come with us. Give me a minute. I have something to take care of first. We're not asking, old bag. I have to put someone in charge. This is very sudden after all. We can wait a little bit, can't we? I don't think the general wants a scene. Ugh, you have 10 minutes. Good enough? Oh shit. Does that mean Catherine is part of the group that's going to be killed? Uh-oh. Granny, why are you looking? Why are they looking for you? None of your business. But shut up and come with me.
Doc, deposita i mandati di cattura.
Oh my
Una
god, we didn't even
pacificazione momentanea
deploy
equivale a
penance.
lasciarli liberi. La loro sentenza deve essere ancora letta.
Okay, she's done. Okay, so I think I get what they're doing there. They're gathering up the people that know where the trade line is and they're going to kill them. Which means they must have got some sense that they knew someone was after their trade line. Oh, we got the second one now. Collector. Richard Seymour. Richard Seymour was the son of the second Duke of Stanford. He became a Knight of the Tower at the age of 16. He fought bravely to defend his king during the war between Aslan and Draco, killing many enemies. Among them, the nephew of the Padician Aslan. Although he was taken prisoner, he was pardoned by the Aslan king at the end of the war, preserving his right of succession. So Richard was named Captain of the Watch at the age of 41, leading the Knights of the Tower until his death. So what, he fought for the Dracos. But then the Aslans were like, it's all good. It's all good, you're fine. 12. H11-1. Wait, what's H11-1? Is that like hard mode here? No, you can't do hard mode. What's H11-1? Oh, you can go to hard mode. Ah. Okay. Cool, we might do that next time, actually go through those hard modes. Because I think we might actually breeze through them quite easily. Awesome. Oh yeah, this event is still running. I thought it was still running. Yeah, collect all. Yeah. So this is why I actually wanted to originally jump into episode 11 and continue the main stories because of this event. but also now that the episode 13 trailer has come out. It looks like there's 20 episodes, and what are we up to? 7? Hold up, let's have a look. What are we up to? Oh, we're up to 8. So we're half-ish way through this this episode. Cool, so that's probably another stream and a bit to complete this. Very, very nice. Making good pace. It usually takes us about 2 streams to get through this these main story arcs. Cool, cool, cool. All right, well, my voice is essentially dead now. But that was good. We're getting through it. Things are getting a little spicy. I expect things are going to probably kick off at about episode, or rather chapter 11 or 12. It's feeling like it's ramping up. Hell, we might even get it next chapter because they're trying to take Catherine away and deal with the people that know about their trade route. But yeah, cool, cool, cool. I don't know when we'll be streaming Arknights main story again, so when we're going to be continuing on with this. Maybe tomorrow? Maybe. It's a maybe. Also not sure when we'll be able to pick up, or where I'll find time to pick up, not Enfield, or X-Astris. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to pick up X-Astris either. I'm hoping next week, because I think we're getting near to the end of that game. But yeah, we also got that to finish, to look forward to finishing as well. Cool. That is gonna... Oh, and then the Design of Strife. Ugh, we got 3 days. 3 days we need to get into that. Oh boy, when am I gonna do that? What is Design of Strife? Is it something that can be done quickly, or is it a story? I don't actually know what this is. Wait, there's lots of levels. There's lots of levels. Wait, what is this? Cognitive diving evaluation. Trauma intervention. Clear first wave, clear second wave, clear third wave. No, view map. Okay, I don't know what this is. I've never seen an event like this. The Formulative Battle Realm consists of 4 different combat zones that will unlock in order of increasing intensity. Each area will unlock only after completing the previous zone simulations. There are 3 combat simulations in each zone. The simulation's difficulty increases in the numerical order, and the 3rd simulation serves as a breakpoint simulation, or operation. Simulations are not linked to each other and may be challenged freely. You can see in the detail on how difficulty will increase as you progress through the zone's simulations. Right. Unlike the next combat zone. Complete, please begin. Okay, we might be able to do this in a night, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. If I get time. If I'm not slammed, we'll maybe do Design of Strife stuff before we jump into the rest of X-Astris. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see. Cool. Alright, that is me done though. Yeah, so I'm finishing up usually when I start, but I kind of wanted to get to this early on in the day, before later on in the day. So all good. Yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you. That is it. That is all. And I'm out of here. Peace.
much.